So it's a Saturday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 92, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. I'm saying it this time, and I mean it. We are back in the fucking building. So you know what that means when I say we. Trew Chains has joined us, and it's going to be a good one.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh yeah, it is the morning.
Good morning.
So, good morning.
Today.
I think this is like this might be the first morning one in a while.
Yeah, I've definitely never done one.
Dude, I used to do morning ones when I first started doing this shit because I was like, this is the best time. I'd be up 6 o'clock in the morning doing it. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of got easier to push it.
Yeah. Like
later in the day. And now I'm like, I got to get it done by 10:30.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have it in the bag. Everything looks good too.
Cool.
Looks like our levels are good and
sweet.
And we're fucking rocking.
What is this?
That's the T made that.
All right.
Yeah, fucking metal detector friendly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Isn't that fucking something?
I wonder what that was originally. That's badass.
Cutting board, maybe?
Okay.
I think a chunk of a cutting board. I'm not sure. I want to say that's what it was. Either that or the material that cutting boards are made of.
I'd like to make something like that out of a bone. That'd be cool.
Oh, I got the bone shanks.
Oh, fucking Jeepers Creepers.
Before we go, I'll show you the blanks.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell everyone here now. Everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, the bull." Oh shit!
I forgot that from like 3 years ago.
Me too.
There you go.
As soon as I see the fucking eyes, I said, "Oh shit! Damn!" Oh shit! Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you guys. I got this piece I totally fucking forgot about, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta have that." And now we have it. So fucking. I had to move the alien piece over to the safe area because it was on the side of the fucking the board.
Yeah.
And rolling and fucking doing buff tests and shit. So I don't want you to think
I forgot about everything I ever paint. Like I paint it and it's gone.
It was there though. It was like front and center.
Oh, I thought it was over there. I don't know, somewhere. I don't know.
And so I had to kind of move it a little bit because I didn't want to get fucking damaged.
I assume most people that buy my canvases just throw them in the garbage and call it a day.
No, sir. Not around here. Not around here. Once this is done, this is going to be, because, I still have lumber for the wall. The wall's going to go here where this ends. There's going to be a wall. So it's going to be like kind of tight.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what happened? Did I break it? Fucking with it beforehand?
No, did you say there's supposed to be a light on?
No. There's a gold dot like on the rim of the microphone. It's like right there.
Oh,
so
word. Good. Cool.
No, these are old where they don't have any electronics.
Okay.
But they're fucking tits.
I feel cool sitting behind it.
feels professional.
I feel important.
Feels like a radio show.
Yeah.
So a lot has been going on.
A lot's been going on
in the world here. I'm fucking 40 or 50 pages into the Pale Horse. Have you read that?
No, I have not.
Oh, dude.
It looks good though. I looked into it after you told me about it.
Dude, you gotta fucking. It's 40. It's like 450 pages. So I'm like, what, the first 10% into it.
Yeah.
This dude, he either knows what the fuck he's talking about, or he's fucking a total nut. But I like to believe that he knows what he's talking about. Got a lot of military experience.
Okay.
Air Force and then Navy, and saw things in and out of the water in the Navy.
Okay.
Large, I'm trying to say, almost like ship size, like boat ship size crafts coming out of the water and shit.
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Multiple witnesses were with him, and then he had the review because he sent up an alarm.
Right.
So alarm people. So then he had to review, and what he says in the book, and this is just the first fucking few pages. He's like, yeah, we sent out the alarm, whatever the fuck, and we had to meet afterwards, like a debrief. And he said, so what'd you see? And he said, I fucking think I saw a fucking flying saucer. And supposedly, the top brass was like, what the fuck? You didn't see nothing, right?
Yeah.
Let's fucking start this over again. And he's like, I didn't see nothing. And they're like, oh, good, you're gonna go far. So apparently the guy ended up in the end of his life, like fucking had a shootout with the police, and fucking they killed him. And he shot a cop in the head and all this
This
crazy
is a real
shit.
guy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What's his name?
Milton Cooper.
Okay.
Milton William Cooper. And he wrote like, I don't know if he wrote multiple books or if this Pale Horse is multiple books to put together.
Combined.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. And it's kind of, as far as right now, it's kind of scattered.
Yeah.
It's like how I would write a book.
I was going to say most of us are kind of scattered that think this way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, when I'm reading it, I'm like, this is definitely how I would write a book. It's like fucking little over here, fucking misspellings and shit. That's what I like. I like when I see shit.
Right.
I'm like, the fuck's he talking about?
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I go, this guy's fucking regular. But I'm not sure when he got into the shootout with the police, and I don't believe that's covered in the book because he wrote this book.
Yeah, so it would have been.
So it would have been,
Yeah.
that would have been something to write about though beforehand.
Here's my plan.
I have a feeling. So, man, I watched that fucking debate last night too. I got caught up.
I caught bits and pieces. It was like right around when you text me too.
You watched this
like,
shit?
I was walking by and I caught it on the TV real quick, and I was like, all right, I need a little comic relief for a minute. And it was like, I immediately was like, what the fuck?
Dude, I don't, oh, man. It makes me uncomfortable in a way. I was laughing through a lot of it like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It looks like some YouTube shit.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude.
mean? Like it's like a fucking like Shane Gillis fucking
satire.
some
man.
satire sketch comedy. He's like, I'm better at you at golf.
That was my favorite part.
Oh,
it was when they started battling each other on golf. I was
My
like,
handicap was a 6. There's no way it's a 6. It was an 8. There's no way. I was like,
Wow.
holy shit. What the fuck are we doing here,
man,
people?
just let them battle it out. Cage match.
So I say, oh man, that would be interesting. I would buy the pay-per-view. Yeah. They could have a whole fucking undercard, like, people who got some beef. Fucking have AOC fighting fucking
Oh, fuck yeah.
Kamala Harris or some shit. The fucking political fucking ring. So what do you got? I know you got some things in the cut. What do we
Oh. About what? Which part?
Well, the book in the beginning, because I don't know if it was just, it just so happened that I bought the book and then you and I got linked up. But it was a lot of it from the first 45 pages. I shouldn't jump in too far because I don't really fucking know.
Yeah.
It was a lot about the Rockefellers.
Yeah.
Or no, not Rockefellers, Rothschild.
Oh, okay.
About there was a quote, I actually posted it today because I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cool actually. It's fucking kind of scary, but
Sounds about right.
yeah. Oh, it's definitely. And I don't know. Like I gotta kind of take things like this like the internet. Right. I don't fucking believe shit anymore.
No.
It's very difficult to believe if you put like, fucking take over the world, quote, Trew chains. It's like, oh, he must have said that. You know, so I don't believe, like I try not to, but this is from something in the Rockefeller or Rothschild something. The quality of education given to the lower class must be of the poorest sort, so that the mote of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains incomprehensible to the inferior class. With such an initial handicap, even the bright lower class, and it goes on the next page, but it's saying fucking to make these people so stupid that they don't even know that they're stupid, and they don't even know that you're making them stupid, and they don't even know that there's a divide.
Yeah.
Is the way I took that. What do you think?
That makes sense.
I believe that to be true. I think that's true. I think that, you know, when we say as a people, like, education is failing the children, it's almost like, I don't think it's failing them, like it's trying and failing.
Yeah.
I think it's
never been designed to work
right
like we want it to, like it should for us.
It's like a planned obsolescence. Like it'll work. There'll be a building to go to. There'll be people in the building. But
your kids will be at a place where you're not there, but
yes, and then we could say whatever we want.
Yeah,
and then we say, all right. Well, my son, he's in 6th grade, the middle boy. Well, he's not even middle, but he just got a grade. It was a 57 out of 80, and I'm like.
80.
80, right?
That's weird.
80. What the fuck? So then I did the math, like what percentage is 53 of 80, and it was like 0.73, not even a full point away from passing. So he failed by a percentage of a point. I was like,
of a weird grade.
Yeah, and it was a test. It was some kind of test, but I'm like, why the fuck would you go with that 80? What the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
So anyway, but just another, like, a strange thing. And so I was thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, man, like, I don't think it's meant, I don't think you're meant to excel. Maybe.
Were there 80 questions, maybe?
I'll have to ask them, because that could be.
I've seen that, where, like, they'll just basically number the amount of questions as the score.
Oh, you know, that could be. I'll have to double check. So if you're listening and you don't take this as 100%, because I'm just going by the paperwork. I don't know, but that could be. That's a very good point. It Possibly. It could be 1 point per question, whatever. But so as I'm reading that book a little bit, I'm like, damn, this seems pretty fucking accurate, man. Mm-hmm. It seems like we are supposed to be ignorant.
Oh yeah.
And what I want to ask you is, where do you think the line is drawn? Like, who gets the poor education? Like, what is it? You know how
I wonder. I get what you're saying, and I wonder that too. Like with even with like the quote unquote like the elites and like the Hollywood people and the celebrities and shit. Because I feel like there's a lot of those people that never quite made the cut either, and like we might think they are because they're rich and famous, and you see them in the spotlight, but. There's clearly people that still didn't quite fit the mold, and you can tell they're still kind of outcasts from the general shit.
Right.
And so it's like, I wonder even within that category, like how much success do you have to achieve? How much money do you have to make?
Right.
What's that line that you hit? But I think there's like financial.
There is
or an influential, because I think influence also has a financial balance, like influencers now, because they can control other people, so they have a value like money to other people.
That's a lot. What they call the silent weapon in this book is the internet, because this is the infancy of the internet is when this book was written, and that has a lot to do with it controlling people and who has the control. And then, you know, the Rothschild says who controls the finances controls the people, controls the government. But that's a good point that you say that, like influencers and shit, because the book also goes into the internet, and it's saying, like, you know, we're going to get behind these technical machines, and then they are going to base themselves on, you know, what the like, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn. Because I always think when I was growing up, Otis Street, I used to think people in Greece were rich.
So did I. Gates was rich. Yep.
Rich, fucking rich people. I didn't even know Pittsford existed. I didn't. I just didn't. It wasn't a thing. It was like, oh, rich people in Greece. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, they're not. They're like, they're a little better off than us.
Right.
You know, but I could walk to that motherfucker. You know, I could walk to Greece. Yeah. But now I've been in some opulent fucking places, being the carpet cleaner that I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they got money. You know, this is. But then my grandfather says too, you depending on where you're at, if you're still working, like you're living based on your paychecks.
Right.
So you could still be living paycheck to paycheck. It's just bigger checks and bigger tabs.
More debt.
Right. More debt, more, you know, bigger car
That's a lot
payment.
of it. A lot of it's credit cards and debt and people racking up what they can't afford.
Right. So I'm wondering, like, if you got a couple $1,000,000, you're probably not shit in the big elitist NWO type of thing, right?
No.
You got to be fucking...
World Economic Forum.
but and probably multi-generational wealth kind of deal.
There's a lot of bloodline shit. That's the thing, and I wonder like how much of it's like supernatural and above, and that same thing with like the education system, because a lot of those people, you see them, they are devil worshippers. They worship Satan. Like you see them at these rituals, you see them wearing the clothes and shit.
Isn't that crazy?
And like they're pushing it and like more and more openly, and it's like you got to wonder, okay, what's that all about? Why have we caught them in the woods, fucking performing rituals and shit?
And no one ever has a good answer.
Yeah, they played it off and said they were just joking around. It's like, no, these real fucking people did that. So
just breaking balls. That's strange.
Yeah, but these are the people that have all the money and the power and the information and the influence. So it's like, why are you doing that?
And the fucking whole thing outside of Bohemian Grove, doesn't it say something about fucking spiders and webs or some shit? But it sounds like we're not discussing business here.
Yeah, something.
But then in the same breath, it's like, oh, that's all that gets discussed here is the way things are gonna fucking go.
Right.
So I'm like, well, that's strange. It's a rule on the board that like fucking this is not for business. But then they're like, this is where a lot of the world's fucking whatever gets sorted out. I'm like, oh shit. Right.
Some scary motherfuckers.
That is scary, man. I think it was an old video of Alex Jones. Mm-hmm. I think it was old because I think he had a full head of hair.
He's the one that exposed. He's the one that saw the place.
Right. He went there, fucking was there.
Right.
And he asked a senator. It was like outside in the day. I think it was a senator, congressman, somebody. And he was like, oh yeah, something. The guy's like, yeah. And he's like, what about the fucking Bohemian Grove? And he's like, don't. And he's like, no, what about it? And the guy like fucking didn't know what to say. He was like,
yeah.
And I'm vaguely remembering the video, but it was something where it was noticeable that the guy didn't want to fucking talk about that.
Change the topic.
Yeah, kind of like when who was it? Was it Buzz Aldrin punched a guy in the fucking face for saying some shit about the fucking moon?
Not going to the moon.
Yeah. I keep listening to more and more shit about that. I don't know what to fucking believe, man. I was listening to this podcast about flat Earth and shit.
Yeah.
And this one dude, I can't remember his fucking name. He's super hyper. He's a cool guy. He's got the Flat Earth app.
Okay.
And it's like also a dating app for other flat earthers. Dude.
Wow.
Yeah, this shit was fucking dope. I was like, oh shit. He was describing it on this one podcast, but some shit is kind of like when I'm listening to it, I'm like,
some of it,
some of it is, but I don't want to believe that.
There's like that ice wall thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
the ice wall story. Yeah, that's the same thing with the moon. Is that I've heard both directions so many stories that we didn't go. Stanley Kubrick put it together. The whole thing was staged. We didn't want the Russians to make think we were losers.
Right.
But then I heard, that we went, we saw wild shit, we saw aliens, we saw buildings and shit.
Yeah.
I want to believe those stories. Like, that sounds cool to me. I don't know. Like, maybe we've still seen that shit with satellites, and that's why we don't want to go, but...
Right. I just heard that, I don't know if it must be China, because they're the only ones, are going to the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, they sent a probe over there.
Is something like that? I guess that's never been done or never been...
Yeah, I mean, we've gone, supposedly, when we went, we circled around it a bunch of times.
Right.
And it's not even... It's funny that we call it the dark side because it still gets light. It's just, we don't see it. It's dark to us.
It's dark to us, exactly. I think it just sounds cool.
It sounds cool.
People like to say that shit.
It's the dark side.
The dark side. Full Pink Floyd. Fucking. Yeah, that's true. I believe that to be true.
But that's supposedly where the stuff is, like the structures and the buildings and the...
Do you believe that recording? Because I know you heard the recording of them. I don't know if they didn't know it was still recording or if they were recording on 2 channels, but it was one was only supposed to be broadcasting.
Oh, the medical channel where they said that there's things watching us.
Yes. Does that kind of sounds official?
That sounds official.
Sounds like people are scared.
It does. Then you start questioning too, like when they point out the fact that we could have that kind of conversation from the moon to here in 1969.
Exactly. And I can't even fucking...
Right.
If I'm in Victor Sherwin...
I'll signal halfway over here.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, fucking, I'm fucked.
So that's something else to think about.
This is strange. It is.
There's a lot of the video footage that they... It's like, okay, who's holding that camera? Like it's like when you see people getting off, it's like, wait a minute, where's...
They took off. How'd they get the footage back?
Yeah, how'd they get the footage of the fucking thing leaving?
Right. We never went back.
That's the same thing with like a lot of those atomic bomb tests. Did you see that video? They did that. They talked about that on Rogan one day.
How did it fucking blow, decimate everything?
In 1 second, there's a car behind the house, and the next photo, there's no car behind the house.
Yeah, and then it killed everything but the camera. Well, damn.
Right.
We need to start building shit out of that.
We faked a lot of shit. We make a lot of stuff up.
That's really more believable to me. I don't believe that we didn't go to the moon. I just think that I think personally that the footage is bullshit.
Yeah.
And the amount of shit, like we went to war over some bullshit, like that fucking Gulf of Tonkin shit that never happened.
Yep.
That we
a lot of shit.
Right, we faked less that had bigger consequences. Why would you not put it past the Americans to say, we just fucking threw together a video. Who the fuck's gonna know? And
I got a guy that can do a great job.
Right, I fucking know a guy.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll put it out,
yep.
And everyone will be like, "Go America," because then we'll win. Because that's all that matters.
It was a space race.
Right, it was a space race. In this one movie called The Way of the Gun, you ever seen that shit?
Nah.
Super, like, fucking obscure film. It's got Ryan Felipe and Benicio del Toro are, like, robbers.
That kind of sounds familiar. Maybe I did see that.
Super fucking great movie. Juliette Lewis.
I might have seen that now.
Fucking, and anyway, in the one part, what does he say? He says, or she says, she's trying to talk him into why Taye Diggs and this other dude, Nicky Katz, they keep coming to kill them.
Yeah.
And she's like, they don't care about dying, just about losing. And that always resonated with me. And that's what I kind of feel like the United States is. They don't care about who fucking dies.
No.
They just don't want to lose. So it's whatever, we're not going to lose this space race. We're not going to lose this, whatever the fuck we got to do. We got to, and if it's just bamboozling some people.
It's in their general behavior and all of their policies too. You'll notice that they never ever backtrack. They never admit they're wrong. They'll never say, yeah, we were wrong about that. We lied about that. Once they say that about one single thing, they've lost all credibility with anything. Then we'll pick them apart and eat them for everything they've got. Right. They know that, so they're going to stand behind every lie they've ever told, as ridiculous as it is, till the end of time. Because once they admit that weakness, that's a hole that we can fucking pick at.
Right. So you think so? Even if it's blatantly obvious that that's total bullshit.
Yep. They'll just stand there and go, nope.
Well. That's like some court of law type shit.
It's like cops that don't break character when you feel like they probably should as a human. It's like, right. I get it. You're doing your fucking thing, but
right. No, and back in the day, and as I say back in the day, but there used to be community policing and shit where, not community policing, but like beat cops and shit, and the people knew their local cops and shit, and they could make moral decisions on like, you're a fucking bad person.
Right.
And we know this. Everyone knows this. We know you. What the fuck are you doing in Mrs. Johnson's fucking back shed? Something's not right. Now it's like they don't give a fuck. They just show up. Who's there? There's a disconnect. And the moral compass is now gone because of the disconnect that was made.
Yeah.
I feel like. And maybe that makes you a more efficient whatever if you're disconnected, if you don't have that, like they say, that's why women aren't in special forces, because men will feel the need to protect them as opposed to protecting themselves,
right?
So it creates, so you have to have that disconnect.
That makes sense.
I don't fucking, but who am I? What do I know? I like looking at the smoke.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I don't give a fuck. Shit.
Probably get you high. I always wonder if I sit here and bake you out long enough, if it's gonna work. But
I don't know. I actually feel like it's been so fucking long that if it did work, I would like really, really know.
Yeah.
If I breathe in, if I was like feeling fucked up, because shit, I remember when I got off probation, I smoked some herb I smoked a lot of herb, but I mean, it wasn't really a lot. But for me, after 5 years, it was a lot.
Right.
And I felt like I was tripping on mushrooms. And this was fucking 03, like 07 or 08. And I was like, ugh! I threw up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I threw up a few times smoking weed.
I used to do it back in the day after drinking. If I was drinking, then I smoked, then I puke.
Really? Yeah. Yes. You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
And I used to, what was it? Fucking beer before liquor, never sicker or something. But it was always for me, like, if I smoked weed and then drank beer or drank anything, I was straight.
Yep.
But if I was fucked up,
Yep. I definitely had that formula too.
a couple of times on probation, I hit something because I was drunk.
Yeah.
And so, you make good decisions when you're fucking drunk. I'm like, I just reported yesterday. There's no way they're going to fucking piss test me in the next fucking time I go there. And then I'm throwing up in Dubs' fucking bathroom and shit at his little party. I'm a fucking, yeah. So that's what has been on my mind lately.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot of conspiracy type shit, and I don't like calling it. I have trouble calling it conspiracy anymore.
Yeah, it's really not. I don't know what you could call it anymore because that word has just kind of got twisted and tainted so much.
It's twisted and tainted, but then it also like you know exactly what we're talking about, and that's kind of why I like it because. If I'm like, we're going to talk politics, and then the motherfucker is a lizard person, and you're like, that's not politics.
That's a different direction. But it should be, though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like we need to be able to reincorporate that supernatural element into reality because I think it's there, and I think we're not talking about it. I think it's the same thing with, they talk about they teach, rich people and the elites the good shit, and they don't teach us shit.
Right.
They probably know that there is stuff. There's probably why they're telling us all that religion is bad. Don't trust religion. That's fake.
Right.
They probably want to keep us off fucking thinking that there's nothing aside from what's in front of our eyes.
Damn.
If you can't believe what's in front of you, that's it. Like
That's true.
they want us thinking there's nothing outside of what's our physical reality.
I want to believe, I'm like every day. And weird shit happens that makes me,
Well, there's something.
I think there's got to be something,
Sure, there's
right?
something. Yeah, definitely.
Something.
I've had way too many coincidences and seen too many things that dismiss it.
Right, right. At what point, someone said once, at what point does coincidence become, I fucking can't remember the quote, but it's like, there's a lot of fucking coincidences, there must be something to this. And that's true. I believe that to be true, that there are coincidences, but then there's some things that are a little beyond that. You got a connection between something. So when you see somebody or whatever it is you're thinking about them, you've seen somebody. And speaking of which, fucking, I was talking to my stepdad about my fucking washing machine being fucked up.
Okay.
And you'll see why I tied this into coincidence. And I'm like, I was like, I don't fucking know. He's like, did you get it working again? I said, yeah, I got it working. I gave it the old percussive maintenance in the back. I said, I ran the thing. It told me a code. It said, this fucking, something's wrong with it, whatever. It's a pump motor or something, an exit pump. I don't fucking know. So I just kind of looked like where that around would be. Yeah. And I fucking banged it and started working. And he goes, and we're on the floor talking on the phone. It's not text. And I said, yeah, so whatever. He goes, it could get some shit stuck in it, some lint, something like that, in the washer. And I never really put lint and washing machine together. That's usually dryer.
Right.
And I'm like, all right. And he goes, you could have a whole sock stuffed in there or something. It overflows. The water takes it out of the top. It gets drained through this pump.
Money from a pocket.
Yeah, anything, right? Dude, within 40 minutes, I'm scrolling reels. I scroll past this guy.
Yeah.
He's taking apart a fucking washing machine. So I understand that. I've looked up fucking what's wrong with my washer, the codes for my washer, whatever, right?
Yep.
That's fine. I understand that you're going to show me that. That's not a surprise anymore. Don't this motherfucker, I'll save the video. It's a sock stuck in the fucking exit tube. How did they tailor the sock video stuck in the fucking pump? What he just said, they put it right in front of me.
I had
specific.
I was talking. I forgot who I was talking to the other day, but I said something in a text message, and then a minute later saw an immediate reference on TV. Shit! I was watching YouTube, but on the TV. It wasn't even my phone, and I wasn't logged into any accounts. It was just general YouTube.
Ugh.
And I'm like, that's fucking weird.
It is weird. And then you know what? It's probably not weird.
Yeah.
It's probably, they said, it worked perfectly.
We got it.
We got it. All of that shit is fucking. I think that's a lot scarier than people give it credit for.
It's very scary.
You know,
I kind of want to turn my phone off now, but at the same time, we're talking on a fucking podcast that everybody's going to listen to.
Right.
So there's no point in turning my phone off.
That's a good point. We don't want to hear.
We don't want them hearing what I'm going to say.
Upload. Right. Yeah, that's true.
You know, I forget other people listen to this.
They do. They do. Sometimes people will message me and they'll be like, you should do this. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. Oh, I did say something about that, didn't I? Sometimes I think I'm like, what I say, 92, episode 92.
Yeah.
I've said a lot of things on this motherfucker. If I were ever to get in any kind of legal trouble, I would have to power all that shit down like immediately because who knows what the fuck I've said over the 92 fucking episodes.
Right.
I've said all kinds of crazy shit. Told way too much truth about myself.
Yep. It's easy to do though, man.
It is, and I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And you know me. Fuck you.
Right.
I don't have a whole lot of shame, I'm fucking ate drugs out of the toilet full of piss and fucking, we've all done things in our life that, you don't really tell a lot of people about.
I haven't done that.
I'll tell you what, though. I've done a lot of shit.
I didn't do that.
And I always, and the hook to that story is I had a pocket full of them. There was no reason for it. Wasn't my last one.
You just didn't want to lose them.
I was just like, oh no.
That's a waste, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to flush this?
A fish is going to get those?
Yeah. Anyone but me is like, what you're saying is I'm going to have to not have this. No, I had it was, they were 0.5 milligram Xanax. For little peach motherfuckers. And I was
never taken Xanax.
You don't.
No, I'm not interested.
Nah. It progressively just gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I loved fucking downers, man. That was like my thing. Everyone was all into fucking Adderall and this and that. And I like fucking downers. And one time, I can't even remember who the fuck gave them to me. Because you ever heard of the bars, Xanax bars? Yep. They're like 4 pieces.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
Little rectangular shit. I've never seen those in my real life. The most I've seen are 1 milligram, and it just looked like a regular pill. Yeah. I gave her, when she was at her peak of fucking drug fucking induced everything, I was like, here, we don't have no fucking, I can't find you any drugs. She can't find no fucking opiates. She takes this fucking 1 milligram Xanax. Dude, I never seen her so fucked up.
Damn.
Like, we're driving in a car, and she was like this.
Oh, she wasn't driving?
Or I was driving.
Oh, right.
She was like, damn. I was like, holy fuck. And I had never even taken a milligram one at a time, so I was like, "This shit is serious." But I have though, because I would take a bunch of 0.5 milligrams.
Right.
But for some reason, whatever this was, fucking, I was long done with drugs at that point. But I was like, "Yo, this shit is bad," and I just heard people fucking their whole lives up with that shit. Yeah. Which another thing is, I believe that all this shit was forced on us and in some sort of population control. You follow much of what's going on in Philly, like the drug problem they're having in Philadelphia, like Kensington and all that shit? That shit is nuts. I had a dream I was in Philly last night. That zombie drug? Yeah, the trank and the fucking xylazine. You seen that shit and what it does to people and how it like eats away their skin and their limbs fall off and shit? Smells rotting. You know where it comes from? Wuhan. Does it? Get the fuck out of here. It comes from Wuhan. Damn. Yep. Comes through the Chinese cartels, through the Mexican cartels, and right to fucking Philly. Wow. And it's got like a heavy regulated sales market. If anybody sells it above the specific price, they get fucking popped immediately. No shit. It's a whole thing. I watched a whole documentary about it the other day. It's wild. Wow. Yeah, it all comes from the Wuhan labs. What do you think that is? Is that to pull apart our fucking... Yeah, kill us. Just try to... Yeah. You think China wants to be the man? Oh, yeah, of course. They have for a long time. China, Russia, and America were always the three that fucking... We've had the head, and we're broken now. We ain't nothing anymore. Why do you think we keep up this... I mean, there's something to it, right? Like, we can drive... If you and I wanted to, we could get in a vehicle. My vehicle wouldn't make it. But we could drive to California and back with no checkpoints and shit like that. Like, do you think there's still something said about that type of, quote-unquote America, whereas that's not really the same elsewhere? Or are we just like has that been a part of our downfall? This freedom to be as fucked up as you want to be.
I think a lot of it's an illusion.
Yeah.
I think that freedom aspect is until somebody decides to put their sights on you.
Right.
And once the lion's got the smell and you're the one in the fucking target.
Damn. Yeah, that's true.
Now they're gonna whatever, and that happens very easily too.
Yeah. Never thought about that. Like freedom is the illusion of choice. Yeah. You know, like fucking, you're free. Hold up.
Right.
till you do this, or till you say something and put it on the internet.
Right. You could be driving 5 over in a small town and go past a cop who didn't have lunch yet, and now you're not free for the next couple fucking weeks because he decided to jam you up for a bunch of shit.
Damn. Yeah.
That's not freedom.
Freedom's fucking relative, isn't it? To a fucking.
And if you look at the legal system and the laws that we're constantly making, I mean, we're not getting rid of laws. We're just adding more every year, every month, every day. Just more and more restrictions, more regulations, more things that we could pay fines for. As
people beat cases, then they go, oh no, this guy said this, and then he got out. So I'm gonna be making some changes to this fucking thing. We're gonna tighten that up a little bit to tighten your defense. You better fucking that's true. Damn. So I don't see how China hasn't really, unless they're the shit.
Oh, I think they got us a long time ago.
You think so? I think so too.
I mean, they got into our higher education system, and they've been donating, to our universities and colleges for decades now, which is why we have generations now of whole adults who absolutely hate America when they were taught to hate America intentionally. You go to China, they're taught to love China. You go to every other country, they're taught to love their country. Our colleges are teaching our kids to hate our country.
Right.
There's a reason. It's because they're being funded by people that don't like us and they want to see us break down.
Damn. What do you think the end goal is for them? Like, if we don't hold that the top spot, I guess you could say, or the illusion of the top spot, like, is it just like, here's the list, top 3, we are now number 1?
Yeah, we're heading to full collapse. This is the takeover. We're going to be wiped out. I mean, we're already halfway invaded. This is true. We're already there. I mean, it's just only going to get worse in the next couple of years.
I heard all kinds of crazy shit. Like, even like right around the corner here, there's right off the thruway. Yeah. What way do you come? 490?
No, I take 490 to like the Bergen exit, and then
gotcha.
I take out that way.
If you took the thruway, which you shouldn't,
but I never do for Batavia.
But if you did, and you get off. There's a cluster of hotels there.
Yeah.
As there is at multiple thruway exits, cluster of hotels. And at least a few of them are fucking fully booked year round with our age or even younger, undocumented. I don't even know.
Are they keeping them there?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And they'll be walking around everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then, so, before I moved here, I was in fucking Medina.
Yeah.
So, Mexicans, Haitians, and Haitian Jamaicans were big. They're prevalent for fucking working.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't like nothing to see, buses full of Mexican people, no English and shit like that. But then here, they're not like the same.
Mm-mm.
They're like... Yeah, and as I'm watching how you could tell like someone who's working,
who's motivated to work, and who's there for something else.
Someone who's there who's like doesn't look like he's working. You know what I mean? I like to think from where we're from, we can see some shit as it's materializing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know when we're at Charlotte Beach when it's fucking time to go.
Yes.
And I see other people are just like, this is a good time here, honey. I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. But this is the time.
I was there the other day, and it was right after one of those nights, and it was about 8 sheriffs patrolling. I'm like, damn.
See? Yeah. It's time to go. So, but I don't know. I don't know. But it's just very strange that military aged, healthy, young, fucking.
And they're doing fucked up shit. Like
right.
In other places, I don't know about necessarily here if we've been reporting it in the news or anything, but like in New York and shit, there's tons of cases where they're like raping people and killing people.
Right.
And they're shooting cops and randomly just killing cops. And like, we're not doing much to charge them. Like,
right. It does seem like there's a setup, and when I read The Art of War, a portion of it was like fucking get where you can, burrow in fucking something unnoticed or some kind of shit like that. And I was like, damn, if you did and fucking set up groups of fucking military aged people all around.
You're there.
Right. Now they're there. Now is this time, like, the call to action from wherever it might be. But who do you think would be setting that up?
Oh, it's all the WEF. It's all those guys. I mean, it's a plan. It's already, they're doing it everywhere. It's not just here. It's
right.
In Europe, England, France, Italy. There's towns in Spain that are completely overrun.
Right.
The natives in that town are outnumbered like 5-1 at this point.
Right.
And I mean, essentially the goal is to intermix all third world and first world countries into just one giant blend, which sounds great for the third world countries, but not so good for those of us that live here, because they're basically just going to take all of our shit. And that's basically what they're telling these people to do. Go and take all these people's shit. It's your stuff now. Right.
Yeah, I heard, what was it, England or one of those predominantly white fucking European places. And they said, like, it's like, I can't remember what 2-1, 3-1, but people from Africa, from like fucking deep in, like fucking not just on the like a border, close by. Right. They traveled thousands of miles, and it's like small invasions.
Yep, and it's like, and I think that's also part of like this whole like hypersensitivity culturing where we're not allowed to say certain words anymore. Yeah, offensive. I think that's part of it, because it's like, okay, if you speak out against this, you're racist because these are people of color, so you're not allowed to speak on that topic. Right. But at the same time, it's basically like you're supposed to
lay down.
You're supposed to lay down, let somebody run you over and take all your shit. That's what's expected of you.
Right.
And if you don't, you're a piece of shit. That's basically what we're being told at this point.
And it has been. Yeah. It really has been. The politically correct push is, and it almost seems right now it's almost kind of like going down on the roller coaster a little bit. Yeah. Where like 2 years ago it was fucking insane. You couldn't say shit. You were just like fucking. You cancel culture was.
We're
big
slowly
time.
Opening dialogue back up.
Right.
A little bit.
And I saw who the hell was it? It was some comedian making all kinds of jokes about all kinds of people, and it was showing the audience, and people were laughing. Yeah. Of all colors, and they're like, "It's coming back." Yeah. It's fucking to be.
Well, they're even saying like this newest generation of kids. They're saying retard. They're saying like other words that you typically wouldn't say anymore. Right. Like this new batch don't give a fuck anymore. Again, it's like they're going back against the one before them.
Right. This is true.
Which I like. I'm all for open dialogue. Even if you say mean words that somebody doesn't like, we got to be able to communicate, man. That's my number one thing, because someone's sensitivities. Let me rephrase that. Everybody's got their own triggers. Everybody's got their own sensitivities.
This is true.
If you're worried about not offending somebody, and there's so many different things that are going to offend so many different people, at the end of the day, you're going to be walking around with your mouth shut, not interacting, not saying anything to anybody, just fucking staring down at the floor.
Sounds like a part of the plan.
That's exactly it. If we can't talk to each other, we can't be real with each other. We're just lying to each other or not saying shit at all. That's not society. That's not working together. Right. That's separating. That's segregation.
And it's beyond a color thing.
Yeah.
I think. It's for sure. Fucking, dude, you and I both know anybody. You could know, when someone's fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like, my motherfucking house, my dad's house, was fucking broke into while my dad was on vacation by who I considered to be my best fucking friend at the time. Yeah. He was white, like, like some of the most grimiest shit that's ever been done to me has been fucking by white people. Mm-hmm. So it's beyond fucking. Oh yeah. It's beyond that. But I understand, like, if you let people do fucked up shit to you and you can't say anything because they're disadvantaged.
That's that's the angle.
Right. You're and Dubs, my buddy Dubs, he had a fucked up ass. He grew up on Parcells in Upper Falls. His stepdad stole his fucking school jeans while they had the tags on them and fucking, geeked them and shit for crack. Never once used all that fucked up shit as leverage in his life. Yeah. He never
didn't make himself a victim.
No victimizing, no fucking blaming. this. Oh, you know, if I he fucking works hard, he fucking grinds out. You know what I mean? Like that whole fucking the victimizing of oneself as to. I think Chris Rock said it. He's like, oh, because they fucked up, we could be fucked up too.
Yeah.
You know, like using that type of way of thinking is.
So that's a big push too right now. Everybody wants to be a victim.
Right.
Everybody wants to be a victim.
For real.
Nobody wants any accountability for their own behavior. Every single group wants to be a victim.
Right.
People are coming up with illnesses and diseases and shit, and they're fucking listing them on their Facebook and their Instagram profile and their fucking bio. It's like, here's what's wrong with me before you talk to me.
Just so
it's
you
like,
know.
Dude, you just want fucking special treatment, man. Shut the fuck up. I dealt with life. I dealt with shit just like everybody else. We're all fucking grown-ups.
Right.
Quit being a fucking pussy.
This is true. Shit, I just seen some other shit the other day too, where a guy was talking about you ever watch Sean Ryan podcast?
Familiar. I think I've probably seen little clips.
He started out, it was like basically like all military,
Yeah.
special forces guys and shit. But then he said,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
now he's got like he got the itch. So he had some, I can't remember their fucking names. He had, I don't know if he had the Tic Tac guy on, Fravor or who.
I think he did.
He had a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, I think he had Billy on, fucking Billy Carson.
Oh yeah.
He had him on. He's awesome. I fucking think he's a wealth of information.
Yep.
So Sean Ryan had all these fucking people on, and the one guy. See, I did all that explaining, and now I forgot where I was going with it.
Oh, shit.
I had to make sure you knew who I was talking about before I forgot what I was fucking talking about. It was some shit. Something about, I don't know. I'll remember it tomorrow, and then we'll continue this conversation.
Pick back up.
Fuck, what the fuck was it?
It'll come in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was something about society and fucking and what we're
No, I
dealing.
lost what we were talking about too.
Yeah, I know. So how about them bills?
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to fucking think. I don't know. Anyway. So that's where we're headed to. Is everyone be? Oh, that's what it was. Here it is.
Yeah, see.
He said, I don't remember. He said, I think the guy was in his 70s, and he said, I don't remember growing up. People having autism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People having
I think I saw exactly what you're talking about too.
Diabetes, all this other shit, and he's like, I don't. Maybe it wasn't diagnosed, but even the symptoms of these things. He's like, and then as generationally, these things became more prevalent, and that's what made me think about it, is when you said people are listing their fucking ailments, like, oh, you know, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. There's this fucking a little girl around here that's got problems with my fucking youngest daughter. Her mother sells her Johnson on OnlyFans, right? The little girl knows it.
Oh God!
Showed my daughter a box of dildos. They got a stripper pole in the fucking living room, right? But the mother, who's, you know, posts herself naked with a fucking Pokemon outfit on and all this shit, right? She's autistic,
Of course.
and she's deathly afraid of water towers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And amongst all this other shit, like fucking, and I'm like, so you're social anxiety, you're autistic, you're fucking this and that, but you're selling pictures of your fucking Johnson and sucking dick on fucking camera. I don't know, man. You got to be pretty fucking comfortable.
Something doesn't line up there.
Something there is not adding up. I believe that's like some sort of crutch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People love to hide behind that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Be fucking sick.
And they hate me for saying it, but I don't care.
Well, dude, I mean, what the fuck, man? What? And Alyssa, she's the one that's graduating today. Probably before we moved, so 3-4 years ago. Her friends and her all of a sudden had lisps. They had lisps.
Interesting.
And I said, "You never had a lisp before." She said, "I've always had a lisp."
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then they all had tics.
And
They're
shit.
all fucking, and then they were all cured of it magically. And I was like, "This is what the fuck is going on here?"
Goddamn.
I do remember though, when I was young, one time I wrapped the ace bandage around my wrist, so people would ask me about it at school.
Okay. That's fair.
I was like, yeah, you know, like I injured myself because I found an ace bandage, and I was like, oh, this is tits. I'm about to wear this shit.
I used to think about doing that. I actually didn't even have the guts to do that. I would just think about doing it.
So I did that, and that was 25, 30 years ago. I didn't walk around for months pretending I had fucking Tourette's syndrome.
You seen those chicks? Like those people on fucking... Yeah.
Dude.
Just for clout, just for fame.
Just for fucking...
attention, just to make a video.
And there's people that out there fucking have this and it fucking fucks their whole life up. Makes that shit extremely difficult to live.
Yeah.
But other people are just like, oh, this would be fun.
Yeah.
This would be fun when the cameras are on.
I like videos like that though, where they go with those people. They try to pull pranks on people and they get their ass beat. Like that's happening a lot more now. People don't take that shit anymore. I like that.
I think a fucking couple people got fucking killed.
One dude got shot.
He got shot. Fucking.
And the dude didn't get charged. At least that one in the mall. That one dude, he didn't get charged for shooting a guy.
Well, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, get the fuck out of my face, dude.
What the fuck? I know that. What else is becoming big, and I could see that blowing up, is the fucking the Predator shit.
Yeah, I like that too.
I enjoy watching it, but I just can see that this is going to end poorly. Like, it's in some violent, horrific manner. Because now they're like robbing the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Smacking the shit out of them, taking all their shit, taking their shoes, running their pockets and shit like that. But then that plants the seed in other people so then someone like me starts thinking, so then you could just rob people.
Well, yeah.
So now if I can corner you into something, if I can fucking do everything in my power to corner you into some fucked up position, I can take all your shit.
See, I feel like that's the one loophole, though. Like, you're catching a pedophile. Those are like the people that it's okay to do that to.
Right.
But then, like, I get it though, because like then you want to expand.
Then you want to see, like, all right.
Like, who else don't I like right now?
And even when there's episodes you can still pull from the Predator show.
Yeah.
Where the guys are saying, but you said this. You said this. And that company it was a company, I can't remember what they were called, who did all the computer shit. They ended up going out of business. They got in trouble because they were like baiting people. They were baiting bad people.
Yeah.
But they were initiating shit, which I believe in the police world is entrapment. If we never met, if you didn't introduce yourself to me, we never met, this would have never happened. People think entrapment is the police lying to you, which that's not. They can lie to you.
Yeah.
But if they go out of their way to bring you into something, then they're entrapping you. So it makes me think like someone like me, how I used to do that on computers and shit. I used to bait fucking men thinking that I was a girl to download this server, and then I would have your shit. I'd be running your shit, making you beg for me not to delete your fucking, run a Dell tree and fucking cook your computer. It's a fucking paperweight. But I feel like that kind of shit is going to end bad. It's funny to watch. It's funny that it happens to people. But I feel like it's going to end up being a bad thing. And then all the people who are doing it for the right reasons, they're not going to be able to do it anymore.
See, I think the thing is that they're trying to normalize pedophilia. They're trying to make it part of regular culture.
Fucking for sure.
So that's definitely an aspect where it's nice to see people fighting back right now.
And they've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
I thought about it. You ever seen Blank Check when you were a kid?
Sounds familiar, yeah.
The kid gets a check.
Yeah.
It's a blank, or he makes a check. He gets caught up in some caper between bad guys. They give him a fucking $1 million in a duffel bag, and the kid goes fucking crazy. And there's the woman, whoever it is in the storyline. I don't know if she's a reporter or if she's whatever the fuck she is. And in the end, I think she ends up giving him a kiss on the fucking mouth, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, when I was 10 watching this, I'm like, yo, fucking that kid's the Mac.
That's cool, yeah.
And then I'm now older, I'm like, that bitch is 30.
That's weird.
That's a little strange, actually. I understand the angle they're going for. Like, he's the hero and gets the girl in the end.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking 10. And and this was a kid's movie.
Yeah.
So then it makes me think about all the other occurrences of that. I believe there was a movie called Milk Money. Do you remember that?
I remember Milk Money very well.
Was that where the kid save up his money to buy a hooker?
Yeah.
Basically, and see some titties?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Imagine that coming out now.
Yeah.
I'm going down the fucking Lyle Avenue. Yo, saving up my lunch money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What the right? So, and that's a 90s movie, I gotta say. Yeah. And now I'm sure if we sat and thought about it, like the push for the pedophilia thing to normalize it, it fucking started with us.
Started a long time ago.
Or even, who knows, even I think
it's always been part of culture, unfortunately. I think it's always been part of like the elites and the
right.
rich people have always been,
you know,
ancient Romans and shit. I mean, I think in that situation, a lot of it is taboo. Like, I think if you're rich and famous and you have access to everything, you run out of shit that excites you. You basically turn to the extreme.
Right. Yeah.
You can have any woman, any whatever, do whatever you want. Eventually, everything's boring.
The one thing money can't buy.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Apparently, yes. Apparently, you can't.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, I remember, like, they talk about ancient Egypt. Like, they had like little boys as like little toys, basically.
No shit.
Yeah.
So that's not a new thing.
No, it's not a new thing.
That's not a new thing. Damn, I don't know. And again, back to the I don't know if everything I read is true, but they're saying that a term made for fucking pedos, minor attracted.
Minor attracted.
That's Is that real?
Yeah. There's people justifying that.
And they're pushing for that to be like, you're not gay, you're not straight, you're minor attracted.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what this whole thing, all that stuff is about. That's the gateway, man.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What about that?
I'm just glad I don't have kids. I don't have to worry about it.
Dude, I think about that shit all the fucking time. And the mouths on these motherfuckers, man. My kids are just as fucking guilty. They say some shit.
Yeah.
They talk about all kinds of shit. And it started off like, I shouldn't say innocent because they shouldn't be talking like that. But it wasn't like, fucking cocksucker. I hear my son up there, yeah, your mom's up there sucking dick. And I'm like, damn, son. If
How
she
old?
probably, he's 12.
Okay.
But I know I was talking mad shit when I was 12.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, fucking, that was actually probably when all my debauchery started, was when I was about 12. But these fucking kids, man, and maybe it was like that, and I just don't remember. But I feel like everything is like extra sexualized, extra disgusting.
Well, also there's the internet, so everybody has access to shit that we did not have.
Right.
You can just go and fucking look up fucking titties anytime.
Anytime.
We didn't have that. You had to find somebody's magazine, or you had to fucking watch HBO Scrambled at night.
Scrambled, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, there's a titty.
Yeah, it was a very different game, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Now they see the worst shit, you know.
Right. I seen a video of a cop the other day, scrolling, as they call it, a reel pull now. Reel pull fucking level extreme. Apparently when you get random reels and shit.
Yeah.
Of like kind of the thing we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
You know, saying, ah, ha, ha.
Oh, yeah.
So a pull like that is like, oh, shit. I don't think it was fake because the guy lost his fucking job.
Yeah.
Maybe he played into it and then lost his job consequently because he played into, social media content.
Right.
But he pulls over the girl. She pulls her fucking titties out. And he says, I could pick up my phone if I want to see titties. And then she says, but can you touch them? And he leans over, grabs her fucking titties, and then says, slow down, and leaves, got fired. Now, I don't know if they said, hey, cop, will you do this video for views? Because someone's recording from the passenger seat. They're all laughing.
Okay.
But then he got... So I'm not sure if it was like a stage thing.
You'd have to be a really dumb cop to do that with
what
everybody
the fuck?
fucking...
Yeah, I mean...
You're
sitting there, a person like this. So I don't know. Maybe he just agreed to content.
Yeah.
And it just makes the whole fucking department look bad. But
Right.
if it was real, it just, what you said, you could just pick up your phone. It's all right there.
Yeah.
You could do anything from that shit. So that is, I think that shit is fucking poisoning the youth, and there's nothing we could do about it. They are fucking so connected to these things.
Mm-hmm. We all are.
Oh,
and that's
big
the
time.
trap. Like, they make us be. Like, you can't do anything now without having... an email address or a Facebook account or some kind of app. You can't go to a fucking store without having to scan something with your phone.
Right.
Right. And then they keep fucking jacking the bill up, so it's more and more expensive to have the phone that's tracking you and telling them what you're doing.
Everything, what you like.
It's a control. It's a cold control device.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Someone, whoever it was, whatever the purpose.
I think we've done it before.
Yeah.
I've seen there's a lot of like ancient statues and shit where they have like weird things in their hands that like don't look like phones, but all over the world they have like the same looking items in there. Particularly it's like a bag. It looks like a purse.
Oh yeah.
It's like all over the world, like all these fucking civilizations. You see these statues and they all have that same little fucking that handle thing in their hand.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? What's that one thing that they're all holding all around the world? Ancient Sumeria.
Yeah.
Fucking, they all have the same one thing.
I wonder what that's about.
If it's some kind of power device or if it's, I mean, because there's no way people didn't have this kind of technology before. I mean, for the amount of years that we've been around.
Right. And there's a lot of, which kind of makes sense because I know I think it's like your forte, ancient shit, right?
Yeah, I like that shit.
There's spanning thousands of miles when travel wasn't the same as it is now. All these similarities as if everyone was connected, or maybe not everyone, but you know, how is this place in South America and this place in fucking Cairo? They have these same layouts of things that are around the same age of structures.
Yeah.
How do they?
It's like the pyramids versus
Right.
fucking in Mexico, the Mayan site there, but the pyramids are like identical, and it's all matches up with.
And there's like three, right? There's like a main, two,
and a bunch
Orion.
on the outside, and it almost looks like a fucking like a microchip, like from inside of a computer.
Oh.
If you look at it, it's that kind of layout.
No shit.
Like the little nodes and shit.
Wow. Now see, so then that makes me think like, is that little purse thing? Because I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. They even had the motherfuckers with the fucking like Anubis head or something, or not Anubis head, the
like a bird head.
The headdress.
Heads. Yeah.
You know, like what they when you would see, I can't remember what the Egyptian, you know, the fucking thing like where you picture King Tut and holding the fucking thing.
Yeah. So
you're right about that. That's true. Maybe it was some kind of, because how the fuck did how did everyone come up with that on their own at the same, unless it goes back to, what is that, Pangea? Is that everything connected?
Everything was connected into one.
And then that would actually make a little bit more sense on how the separation.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely you can put the continents together. It fits like a puzzle, so it
does.
definitely was. And that's the funny thing about like ancient Egypt, particularly, is the Great Pyramid of Giza, is that if you put everything together, it falls dead center in everything.
Really?
If you connect all the if you connect all the land masses on Earth, that's the dead center of the world.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the coordinates also numerically written down as the speed of light.
That's Randall Carlson shit, isn't it?
It's a real fact, though.
You like him?
Yeah.
I like Randall Carlson, too. He's fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
And he's rich. Yeah. so that kind of, that like, to me, when I hear that, I go, all right, so he's cool. Like, some people got some money and they're like, let me tell you about this. Fuck all that. We're not going to talk about driving Ferraris. We're going to talk about, and then, you ever seen the dude who, fly?
Probably fed.
They're listening.
Like
if it doesn't matter.
Fucking buzzing around.
You just wait a couple hours. It'll all be there, edited.
When's this coming out, by the way?
Tonight.
Is it? Nice.
It's Friday night. What are you planning on doing?
Fuck yeah.
The guy who owns the part of Alaska, or is it in Alaska? Maybe it's Alaska, with all the fucking bones, the bone pit. And all he does is like shoot fucking water cannons and get mammoth skeletons and shit. You ever hear about him?
No, that sounds like fun though.
The guy's cool. He was on Rogan once or twice, maybe twice, and he said they found a bunch of fucking mammoth skeletons or some shit in New York City, where they had them there, and he's like, I'll tell you exactly where it is. They dumped them in the fucking East River, the Hudson River, on this street, right off into the river. Yeah. All these.
We hide lots of shit.
And that's weird. That's fucking strange. Like, and then, you know what I learned that kind of bummed me out? You probably know about this. You probably been knowing about this. That dinosaur bones aren't real. That they're not like bone. That they're calcification that happened after. So it's like basically pouring in a mold.
So kind of like those the volcanic fucking the bodies in that.
Yes, in Pompeii.
In Pompeii, there were like the dudes jerking off, laying down.
Yes, I just saw that.
Those
the
were
other
all
day
the same
too.
thing. It was just a cast that was poured in. Those weren't actually the bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's weird. I didn't know that. That is weird.
that's what
I feel like I've been lied to my whole life.
you know.
I didn't know that. Now I'm fucked up.
Yeah, because I used to, when they had the exhibit at Museum and Science Center.
Yeah.
I would reach out and be like, "Yeah, I touched a dinosaur." Well, I touched something old.
Yeah.
But what they said is the bone fucking deteriorates as well.
That's something about that whole dinosaur thing just never really added up to me. I don't know. It sounds funny, but
It doesn't sound
the chronological order and just.
I want to believe in dinosaurs,
So do I.
but I feel like with the amount of things that have been here for a really long time, like they say crocodiles or what the fuck, cockroaches, sharks. How the fuck is there not a dinosaur?
There might be.
They're like, oh no, it's just chickens.
I mean, there could be like like Loch Ness monster could be like an ancient dinosaur.
I just seen a thing where somebody posted a fucking drone video in Loch Ness.
Yeah.
And it looks like something.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I would think even if there was something there, it'd be dead at this point unless it reproduced and continued going. But
Right.
I do think that there's stuff that has survived and evaded humans. I think that's like what Bigfoot is.
Right.
Personally, I think Bigfoot is
The Nephilim?
a Neanderthal. I think it's old caveman that just managed to escape humans and stay off on its own path.
So like the kind of uncontacted people, but the North American version. Mm-hmm. I
mean, it could also be supernatural. I hear stories of them coming and going out of thin air, basically, and
really
being more or less paranormal and
like an interdimensional kind of thing.
You hear stuff happening. Well, that's another thing. Is an interdimensional thing.
Yeah, that's scary.
There's a lot. I've been watching the Skinwalker Ranch show, and there's a couple other like offshoots of that show.
Yeah.
And they've got like 3 different episodes where they've essentially photographed a black hole, like a wormhole on the property.
Get the fuck out of here!
Like 3 different 3D versions where you see a fucking funnel where they're using like LiDAR and radar imagery and shit. And fucking government's flying over during the show while they're shooting them. Like the Air Force is fucking watching their ass.
Get the fuck out of here!
It's intense, man. But like they've got like 3 different shows now where they have this area where it's a black hole that shows up on these special cameras, and they lose time. They lose lasers. They'll shoot lasers up at it, and the laser will cut like a gap in the middle and then pick up afterwards.
Huh. It's fucking going somewhere.
There's a lot of, they see UFOs constantly. Every time they send like little model rockets in the air, a UFO will fucking appear and then disappear. They fly right into this thing and disappear into thin air.
No shit.
But I think things like this are all over the world. Like I think this is like a new discovery that we're finding, and they're putting it on this TV show.
Right.
But I think that this stuff happens everywhere. I mean, like, ancient Native American sites have these spiral pictographs
I've
all
seen
over
them.
And that's supposed to represent a wormhole, a hole to another universe or a dimension.
Yeah, those pictures at the Nazca shit, right? Isn't there a
Same type of thing? Yeah, they're all over the place. I think there's little portals all over the world where things come and go into other realms, other dimensions. What people call aliens, what people call ghosts, what people call God, whatever. I think it's all just
the
parallel.
blending
They
of
say there's 11 dimensions.
11 dimensions. That's what Alex Jones was saying.
Yeah.
And so I talk about Jimmy the Ghost. Him and I talk about this shit a lot. He doesn't work with me anymore, but every so often, like Sunday, I'll work with him. He got a job on Colfax Street.
Oh.
He needed a change, but we talk about interdimensional shit and parallel universe shit. And he's like they're the same and different.
Yeah.
He's like they're different, but they're the same. There's they one is one, but one is not the other, or something. Kind of I can't remember his wording exactly, but that's even like that's mind bending.
That's a very trippy concept to think about.
Both of them at once, multiple dimensions across multiple universe, but it's all the same. Damn it.
That everything is happening, everything has ever happened and will ever happen is happening at the same time.
Right.
Somewhere.
Right. And every instance of it. And then I believe also even the instance of it not happening.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Is in that, in theory,
Yeah.
it's unfathomable the amount of layers.
Right, like every little decision, like am I going to turn left today? Am I going to fucking get this coffee, or am I going to get a Gatorade? Like I think every little thing.
And it did happen.
Yeah.
You did get that, and then you died.
Yeah. I'm a president in one world. I'm dead for 5 years in another. Like it's.
I also heard, and this is another theory, is that like we have died many times.
Oh, I believe that for sure. I mean, I definitely, when I was a kid, remembered like past lives and dying and shit.
No shit.
I used to have the same nightmare every night when I was real little. When I was too young to be able to have real dreams, I was having real dreams.
No shit.
Being in a dark room, filling up with water.
What?
Yeah, right today. Like I was in a boat going down or something, but I was in like a dark, like mechanical room, and water was coming, and then it was lights out. I used to have this dream every night when I was a kid.
I had one similar, not similar, in happens, or you know what happened, but I was on the corner of Otis and Santee Street, and I was young, and I had an axe, and a guy that I knew that was friendly to me was having some kind of issue with someone else, and he said, "Are you gonna swing that shit?" And I said, "Yes." I ended up not with it, and I can still feel the axe hitting me in the head. Everything goes black, and I think, this is it.
Yeah.
And I'm a little kid, probably 10 years old, and I fucking woke up scared, and I was like, dude, out of the million dreams I forgot, there's probably 5 that I remember, maybe 4 that happened over and over again, and that was one of them. I can't imagine I got chopped with an axe on fucking Santee Street.
No.
But that was the realest dying thing I ever felt like I felt. So I understand what you mean.
It makes sense. And I've heard that like that's why our brain can imagine or like when we're having a dream about dying and we get to that death is usually when we wake up because like something in our brain is programmed to block that part out from
say this hasn't happened. Right. But what I was more getting at is that what they're saying is that we die on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And then you and I, the ceiling here collapsed, killed us both. But we picked up, I put all the screws in here. There's 1,000 in there out of the, I don't know if that's
safe.
Literally like 1,000. Like it's
lined up right.
There's a lot of screws in here. But then it collapsed, killed us both, and then right before it collapsed, we pick up again on Universe 23652, and then
I think about that all the time.
We're continuing our talk. We're not dead here.
Yeah.
And then I walk out, I trip and fucking die, and then it starts back up. We're in another universe. I don't die, and then I pick up there, and then pick up there, and pick up there, and then eventually you don't pick up anymore for whatever reason. Now that was just, again, these are theories.
No, I'm with it, and I agree. And I think that when you don't pick up at the end, that's like when you get to the final goal or the final level,
right,
or whatever. And I think that like when you off yourself and you do it yourself, I think you end up in a weird place after that.
Yeah.
Or maybe a darker place.
It wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my fear. That would be my fear, is like I end up in a worse place than where I try to get away from.
Sometimes when I think about dying, it scares me. And not dying like the act of dying scaring me, because everything I've heard, I watched or listened to the Near Death guy.
Yeah.
You ever heard of him?
I'm familiar, and I've seen a lot of videos and stuff on them channels. And
interviewed like 1,500 people who were clinically dead, and all these, and it's like apparently he did some serious documentation on it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like it hurts.
No, your brain releases DMT, and it puts you in a peaceful, calm place.
And you just go.
Yeah, you relax. That's why people think they see angels and they see the great white light. That's like getting a fucking shot of morphine. Yeah.
So I'm more afraid of. I remember. No, this is stupid. You remember when there was like platform beds back when we were kids? Where it was they had like drawers and shit built in underneath it. Mm-hmm. Well, there was like a space in between the drawers down the center of the bed that a little kid could fit.
Okay.
And I remember I was at a party that my dad brought me to when I was probably fucking 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. And I crawled behind the bed and up that fucking hole, right? Mm-hmm. Pitch black. Can't see shit. It's all covered in drawers. And I got stuck. Wasn't really stuck, but I fucking was young and I couldn't figure out how to get out.
Panic.
I panicked, and it was quiet and it was dark, and I was there with my own thoughts, and I was like, this is what dying is like. So ever since then, I've always thought, I hope that if I died right now, I wouldn't be stuck in that darkness, nothing.
Yeah.
Being able to fucking with this conscious thought.
It's hell, man.
Right? Isn't that fucking that like bothers me?
That's how I think of hell. Like people are like you think about hell as like flames and Satan and red shit.
Yeah.
I picture it as being very cold, dark, and lonely.
Just
Like
fucking.
you can see your breath. There's no light. You're all alone. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you are. You have no destination. You can't
Forever.
die.
And you're just there.
That's there. That's hell to me.
Damn. I wonder if hell is like a tailored experience for.
I think we're living it. I think it's just a cyclical thing. I think we're all living heaven and hell every day. We're just different points of life. You know, I think that they talk about. I mean, they say energy doesn't cease; it just changes. And I think that.
Right.
I think reincarnation, life, and past lives. I think we just keep going.
Right.
You know, I think that's and if you look at religion, you listen to like Catholic religion. Jesus talks about eternal life and life after death. I think it's the same thing. It's just you just relive. You just keep reliving through different eyes, different bodies, different experiences.
Because it can't be created or destroyed, right, or something.
And then maybe eventually, if you're lucky, you pass the test or the goal or whatever, you can move on to the next planet or the next better thing. Because I do think this is like a hell planet. This is not. we're not a good.
We're not really flourishing.
This is not a good place. I think. Well, I do also think that there's a positive and negative. I think everything in the universe has an equal balance of positive and negative.
Right.
And right now we're in a negative hole, like where things are bad. But I think that there's positive somewhere too. We just got to get back to it.
Right. Because in the same balance, what's negative for all of us might not be like all of our problems could be like good problems for other people.
Right.
You know, someone's like, oh shit, I wish I had that shit.
Yeah.
I wish I had those problems. You know, I'm fucking, some guy with no arms, no legs. And I'm fucking bitching about my fucking need a tranny and the fucking,
right.
So I don't know.
That's like the old, was it chaos for the fly and happiness for the spider or some shit?
Yeah.
It was normal for the spider, is chaos for the fly.
This is true. Fucking fly. Fucking fed.
Feds.
Fucking fed.
That's a thing too. I'm sure it's, especially like birds. You hear about birds aren't real. And I'm sure that, birds are real. But I wouldn't put it past them that there are some that are fucking drones.
For sure.
Little government.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why?
It's too easy.
It is.
You can make mosquitoes that are fucking cameras.
Yeah. They were doing that shit in the Richie Rich movie.
Yeah.
With fucking, who was Richie Rich?
Macaulay Culkin?
Was it Macaulay Culkin?
Oh,
yeah. He had a fucking, and the motherfucker with fucking Mr. Keenbeam, Professor, he had the fucking, and they smacked it. And he said that was, however many thousands of dollars. And
I remember
that was
that.
fucking 30 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Why the fuck not? Someone was thinking of that shit.
Everything that we see now is ancient to the people making it.
Right.
They're 10 times ahead of what we're doing.
That's true. The one I can't remember if he was a military dude or if he was a scientist, but he was like, "Oh, what you know about is what we knew about in the 80s."
Yeah.
We started doing that, and what is it, stealth technology? I think it was this subject,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Oh, this thing is, it's not detectable by radar." And he was like, "Pfft,
Yeah.
not detectable by radar, huh? You guys still think that shit's cool, huh?"
Yep.
Damn.
There's a lot we don't know.
So where are we headed? What do you think?
Not good, man.
Do you think it's gonna be like fucking like the movies and shit? Like fucking,
I just watched Mad Max the other day. I just went to see Furiosa.
How was that?
It was actually really good.
It wasn't bad?
No, it was good.
Is that where we're headed, or do you think that would be something down the line quite a bit?
I don't know. It's a weird, because I wouldn't have expected to be in the place that we're in now. I wouldn't have expected to see the directions that we've taken
Right.
in the last 10 years. I'm very surprised by where society has gone.
This is true. I don't think anyone saw that
It
coming.
was a big curve.
Yeah. The fuck?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a meme that said, like, I thought it would be flying cars right by now and shit. And then it showed, like, some fucking crazy fucking, people that you see these days. Like,
Yep.
you're like, oh, shit. Yeah, this is where we're at.
Yeah,
People identify as a dog.
Yeah, it's basically, it's a weird, but that's also, that's also part of the tactic, is confusing people and teaching them not to believe their own eyes and to dismiss basic logic.
Right.
And once you dismiss basic logic, you're not going to believe anything anymore.
Right.
And you'll just do whatever you're fucking told.
I think you and I talked about it last time, about the skipping a generation. Mm-hmm. Bill Gates, I think, was that him who said to get the population.
They all said that. Yeah, halt the generation.
Halt the generation, that's it. And then I was, fucking Green Ranger. Art Primo's test guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about fentanyl overdoses, and I said, oh, he's like, oh, you got to carry that Narcan in case of this fucking fentanyl overdose, and I was like, I just found out that it doesn't work if you OD on the trank, on the xylazine. He's like, well, what do you get for that? I said, a fucking body bag. Yeah. And he goes, damn, I can't believe we're losing a whole generation to this. And then right when he said that, I read those words and I was like, damn, Trew and I talked about that shit, saying fucking halt the generation.
Stop people from having kids. Stop people from getting together and reproducing. Stop people from being friends. Just teach everybody to hate each other.
Teach everyone. And then I think that the Israel-Palestine shit. Yeah. First of all, I'll get it out right now, just so everybody is, whatever you believe is totally fine with me. That's fine. I think if it's not happening here, I'm staying the fuck out of it.
That's basically my thing. It's like if anybody asks me which side I take, I'm kind of like, well, I think both sides wouldn't like me very much.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of out of this altogether. We got a lot going on right here where we live. That's where my eyeballs are at. And unfortunately, if I try to take on all the sorrow in the world, I'm going to be fucking dead. You can't do that.
Right. And historically, Israel, they made the Desert Eagle, right? That was at Israeli Arms. Desert Eagle, 50 caliber for a long time, was the world's largest pistol. They were the innovators behind the Uzi, which was a fucking killing machine. Yeah. That is because they have been at war for a fucking 1,000 years, and they know how to do war. Yeah. And over this same thing. So now, just in 2024, fucking we're all... Maybe it's because of the internet. Maybe it's because whatever. We're all fucking up in arms about this shit. This has been happening.
There's people protesting for those groups that would kill them.
Right. It'll fucking behead you.
Those Gaza people would kill the people protesting for them if they saw them.
Yeah, if you're gay, right?
Yeah, right. I'm not trying to... Yeah, but yeah, it's basically it. Yeah, they don't support that at all.
Right.
I actually saw an interview with a Muslim leader that said... I'm not trying to be funny. I literally watched this dude say he felt like they were failing because of the gay support that they were getting.
Oh, no shit.
Right.
Well, it makes sense if that's
it's against their religion. They're not for it.
Right.
I know everybody wants to be all accepting of all things, but you can't convince everybody around the world to be on the same page.
Exactly. And these are problems that have been around longer than we've been a country.
Right.
And they've been having, so that's why I feel like all these things, like, just stay out of it. But my why I brought that up, not to start a politically charged discussion, was that I think a couple years ago it was, let's turn black versus white again. Let's push that wedge.
Recreate that again.
Let's push the wedge of gay and straight.
Yep.
Let's push and now we're into religion. Let's push
the holy wars.
Let's push. Let's further. Now we divided these people. Now let's divide these people. Now let's divide Democrat, Republican. Let's divide this. So it's like all these sects of fucking division, where eventually, wherever you land, you're like, well, I'm a Republican, but I agree with Hamas, but I'm also gay though, and then I'm fucking,
I don't fit in with anybody.
Exactly. So then you're like, well, who am I? Well, now I'm fucking radical.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it almost seems like all of these things are tactics, and it's something that's been around forever. Like my grandfather's brother. My grandfather's 90. His baby brother, he died of AIDS. He died in his 80s, but he was gay in the fucking 30s.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like it
that's
wasn't
a hard time to fucking be gay.
So that's not new.
Yeah.
And like his boyfriend, who they rented to, Ramon Santiago. You see the fucking Rochester paintings.
Okay.
He's a crazy, like, half...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lion faces, real fucking crazy faces on the women and shit. But he's the Rochester art guy. They rented his studio to him.
Okay.
But the point of that is like, these, like, people being gay has been around for as long as there have been people.
Right.
But then at some point it became a wedge.
Yeah.
Well, let's separate these people. Oh, black people and white people, whoever, any people of different races. How long have we been different races?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, let's fucking see if we could drive a wedge between everybody.
Split everybody up.
Man. And it just seems I try not to fall victim to all that shit, and I try to just kind of come to my own conclusions.
Right.
You know, where I say,
It's tough, man.
It is.
It's tough. They make it hard.
They do make it hard, and they make it fucking scam calls. You know this. I
we
think
did that last time.
Yeah, I had one the other day that said, I fucked your mother and now she is pregnant. I said, cool. Cool, man.
That's great.
Yeah, well, it was great, man. It was a fucking good one. And it's weird that, but that's how you break down an army.
Yeah.
Is divide everybody.
We have no army now.
Right. You know, you're internally divide the American people or whoever, because I like to think that like I know what's going on, but I really don't know what the fuck's going on. Anything outside of here could be all made up for all I know. Yeah. Because I've never been anywhere.
Constantly surprised.
You know, I've never seen shit.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my buddy in Austria, and we were talking about the difference between New York and California, and I'm like, it's a fucking long way away. Like, how long? I said, well, I think if you drive straight through, it's like 70 hours or something like that, or isn't
24.
it? Is it 24 across the country?
Yeah, it's about a day.
From New York to California?
Mm-hmm. My buddy's done it. Maybe a couple days. I mean, if you straight drive, yeah, I think my buddy's done it in like two days, like taking breaks. But
really, I always thought it was a lot longer.
No, look it up. No, I'm curious.
Yeah, because I'm not. I don't know. I've never been there. I've never done it.
Maps.
Someone's fucking around on the roof. Feds. What do we got?
Navigating.
Navigating.
Finding best route. 1 day and 15 hours. And that's just from this address to California in general.
California.
Which looks like it took me to the middle of the state. So realistically, yeah. So it took us dead center of the state of California.
So about 36.
Yeah.
36-ish hours. No, not 70 hours.
Yeah.
But I think...
A lot.
But
it
36,
feels like 70.
36 fucking hours. Yeah, so that makes sense. 3 days, 36 hours split up amongst fucking 3 days, which is actually like 3 12-hour days. Yeah. All right, yeah. But either way, he said, I could drive across my entire country from top to bottom in 6 hours.
Yeah.
And from east to west in 6 hours.
Yep.
And depending on the direction, we can't even leave New York in 6 hours if we go, in the right direction.
Right.
To me, that was like, so I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world. So I don't know what to believe.
If I hadn't been to the small handful of locations that I've been to, I wouldn't necessarily say I believe they exist.
Right.
I have to see things with my own eyes.
Right.
I see shit on the news. It's like, okay, is that place even fucking real? Or are they just showing me a TV show that's somebody filming? I don't know.
Yeah, the one video, some news anchor had the fucking bulletproof helmet on, and then the fucking green screen video was glitching out. Like, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Where they're like in a storm and they look like they're trying to hold themselves down, and then somebody's like roller skating by behind them. It's like,
oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think one of them, the fucking people were, because it probably looked like a dope ass shot. They were canoeing in the street, and then they like fucking got out.
Just walked by.
Yeah, fucking got out. It's fucking ankle deep.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one too.
Get the fuck out of here with that. So yeah, that brings me to the point where I'm like, I don't know what to believe.
Yep.
And I don't know if everything in the world is.
And if it is a simulation, if this all just goes to a blank white screen in a minute, like,
right? Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be wild. They think it is. A lot of people think it is.
I want to, but then I think about something like this. Like all these little individual things, like that would be a pretty serious fucking simulation. Yeah. But I guess it would have to be.
But that kind of thought gets to me all the time anyway. Like I think about the overwhelming concept of life, and I think about all living things on planet, all having their own interactions and their own thoughts and their own moments.
Right.
All having it at the same fucking time.
Right.
Holy fucking shit. That's an intimidating ass thought.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just take a square mile of anywhere in fucking planet Earth, in the ocean, anywhere. Like, what the fuck is going on in a square mile of microbiological?
Yeah,
you
can't even see.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Living on my face right now.
Right. You know that used to bother me when I was a kid?
Those little pictures of those bugs and shit.
Yeah,
that live on your face.
they're like, oh no, they're there right now.
This is your best friend.
What the fuck is this shit?
And they actually say that's why some people get flushed in the face and they have extra red cheeks is because of like the bacteria and those bugs or something.
What?
It's related to those. If you see people that are like abnormally
Yeah.
flushed cheeks, it has to
Pat.
has to do with that. They called me.
What?
They tried to get me back last week.
Damn.
The fucking head cheese sent me a phone call. I didn't answer. I saw the name. I was like, nah.
I didn't answer.
And then he texted me, and I was like, nah.
Nah. No shit. Damn, they must be fucking fucked up.
Things are very different now. If you're interested,
They are. Don't believe that shit.
Yeah.
He ain't calling you because fucking
things are good.
They're all fucked up.
No.
Yo, imagine that. Imagine thinking you're so fucking slick.
Right.
I'm about to call you out of the blue and tell you how great everything is.
2 years later, yeah.
This is why we need you back here.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That happened.
Because I'm still kind of actively in and out of there.
Yeah.
It's all different. I would never see you anymore.
No.
No, I would like once every 6 months there. Like if that.
I still shop. I go to the one in downtown Monroe.
Yeah,
I still go there quite a bit.
Dave.
I saw Dave. See, I just saw Dave for the first time probably about a month ago, and I'd been in there a dozen times and he's been working there. And I hadn't seen him. I just keep seeing Alex, and now I finally saw Dave.
And all this time, I haven't seen Alex in fucking a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's fucking cool.
Kid.
So, they're not. There's some fucked up shit going on there.
I'm sure. Just all the people that have left since I've left, like all the managers, all the sales reps, like everybody that was long term when I was there is gone.
Right.
A lot had to change.
Oh yeah, there's some. And that guy, if it's the guy I'm thinking of, he's a cock.
The DM.
Is that fucking Blas?
Yeah, that's who called me.
He's a fucking asshole.
That's why I wouldn't go back. That's when I quit. It was over their mask policy. And me and him went head to head and had a fight about the masks because they already said on TV we didn't need them.
Right.
He was still trying to make sure when people do it. And he like tried fucking tearing me apart in front of a customer, telling me to put my mask on. And that's when I put my 2-week notice in. Then like 3 days later, they dropped the mandate. He's like, oh, I wanted to tell you personally, you don't have to wear your mask. Like, okay, fuck you. I'm out anyway.
Too little, too late there,
buddy.
pal. Fuck. Yeah, he's a cock.
Yeah.
He's a fucking. I met him for the first time because I used to deal with the other guy.
Who I missed. He was good.
He was all right. He was
all right.
fair.
Yep.
He seemed fair. He was
Down to
hardcore.
earth. Yep.
But he was appreciative
Yep.
when we would come and take care of emergencies and
Right.
shit. And this dude, I met him for the first time. Dude, he fucking didn't even want to say like hello.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, you guys are paying me. I understand I'm not a customer. You're not getting, but like, just fucking treat me like I'm working for you.
Yep.
Nah, he couldn't even fucking be bothered.
You know what's funny is I think one day I was talking to him and I learned that he's like a year younger than me.
Good.
And that like blew my mind. I was like, that's really weird. Like that makes this whole thing, or like the exact, like he may even have like gone to college with my cousin, but he's like the same age or a year younger. But he was talking about going to Brockport and smoking weed when he was working at a pizza shop and shit.
No shit.
And I'm like listening to this story and I was like, God damn, like I probably, now that I think about it, I might even have crossed circles with you when we were younger. Like,
right. Holy fuck. And you turned out to be a total dick.
Right, you're a fucking penis.
And you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
We didn't stay in that circle too long, if so, you prick. Damn.
Yeah, that whole company is, they understaff and they don't treat their people right.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I can't say who on here.
Yeah. Because that'll be flagged.
But this is like when we strip the floors, someone's supposed to stay with us.
Yeah.
And this guy fucking, as soon as we get there, everything's moved, and he's like, you know how to lock up. And he's out. and we just fucking do the job and lock
Which store?
it up.
Oh, wow.
That's I don't want to say.
Yeah. Now I'm curious. Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, he's a high energy dude. He was like, "See you later," and I was like,
Was it you that was telling me about that one that died?
"Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah." I felt bad about that. He was kind of a goofball.
Yeah.
But we used to laugh a lot when I would go in there. Like he knew how to break balls and like say outlandish shit. And then I was at Chai Lai. We were stripping there, and I was talking to a kid with glasses. He used to be in Penfield for a long time, long curly hair. Can't remember his fucking name, but he's now the man at Chai Lai. Anyway, and I said, "Oh yeah, we just had a Geneseo the other day," and he's like, "You know, Kyle from Geneseo died." I was like, "Damn, that sucks." I said, "Damn." I go, "What happened?" And he goes, they say like a heart attack or something. And he was like 32 years old, and I was like, to me, That was either the shot
That'd be or drugs.
or drugs, right?
Or third option.
Which one is that?
Self.
Oh yeah, self-induced. Oh no, it seemed as if that
something
wasn't it.
Outside circumstance.
Yes, because then
Yeah.
I asked fucking everybody every time I went to a new store, I acted like it was.
What'd you hear?
I said, you know what I heard? I was there when the news came down about so and so. I said, what happened? And they all said the same thing. Like everyone was like, I don't know.
They probably all got the same vague answer from above.
That's probably yeah, that's true. And it's so removed.
Yeah.
The Geneseo location.
Yeah.
No one probably has like common,
Yeah.
people. Like if someone from the fucking city had happened, they'd say, fucking so and so's cousin said that he fucking shot out with the police or whatever.
So weird.
Yeah. Malta. I just saw a fucking video of all these news headlines and shit of like all these people like our age and younger fucking dead, heart attack,
Yeah.
dead,
Real
heart
thing,
attack,
man.
this and that. I was like,
Cancer. A lot of people getting cancer now.
Cancer. I think we talked about this actually. I think I made a fucking mistake getting that shit.
Oh, me too. But again, same job. Pushed it very aggressively. If I wanted to work, that was the thing.
See, I got by the guilt trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the guilt trip of society. Like you don't care about your grandma, you don't care about your children.
It's all now they pulled half of them. You see those? If you go to donate blood at the Red Cross, they ask if you got it, and if you got it, they have you fill a whole separate form, seeing if you even qualify.
Get the fuck out of here! No, I
I've seen
didn't.
a lot of that. As people try to donate blood, and that's the first question: is did you get the shot? And if you said yes, there's a whole separate form, and you probably can't take it. Probably can't do it.
So
That's a thing.
Damn,
they know they fucked us up.
That just fucking added a whole layer to my fucking.
Yep.
Because now think about it, right? As we're talking about wiping people out. Mm-hmm. Now blood is a big deal.
Yeah.
For my entire life, the Red Cross has been trying to get that blood. Mm-hmm. Get you a cookie and a fucking fanny pack and a fucking pen. Yep. Go. The other place is paying motherfuckers. The plasma place,
yep.
$50 or $100 a shot, whatever it is. So then they introduce something. They tell everybody to take it, and then makes your blood no good. Mm-hmm. So then the act of saving others, now the pool of blood is even smaller.
Yep.
So now people who need blood regularly
can't, because there were so many people that got the shot.
Because there's so many people who got the shot, and now it's no good.
No, we don't have that much blood.
And now there's another layer added to. There's a blood shortage.
There's a blood shortage. There's a meat shortage. There's a food shortage. There's a water shortage.
There's a fucking money shortage around this motherfucker. Let me tell you what.
Walked
out of Walmart. She bought a dress for this graduation tonight. The dress was $19, right? That's fucking totally like, all right, $19. We had a bag, a single paper bag. It was $130 fucking dollars for this. And in my mind, the first thing that comes up is the hard goods. Like, yeah. What did we get? We got a couple of invitations and a dress, and then pickles. Some $130 fucking dollars.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Car insurance is going up.
Yeah, everything.
It's all the same thing, man. It's all the same. Taking all of our money, bleeding us down, making sure we're all broke and poor and starving, desperate.
Yeah,
they're gonna get rid of the middle class. They want everybody to be bottom. The ones in the top are. It's like the people on the top are pooling their resources, and we're the resources.
Right.
They're withdrawing from the bank. We're the bank. They're taking from us so that.
That's kind of what the book was saying.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing.
Like the people who are controlled are the currency now.
Yeah. We always have, and that's what our social security numbers are.
Right. It's like a bank account.
It's a currency, yeah.
Now, do you believe that shit? I know you heard it where it says that there's money attached to that you can withdraw. I read I listened to a video, again, could be total bullshit, that they said there's an account. When you get your social issued, there's an account made, and it's got whatever amount of money in it. And you can petition the government to get that out of them.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's some shit. But to me, what it sounds like is someone misinterpreted what you've put into Social Security.
Perhaps.
And Because that's what that is, right? Is that like when you retire and the check you get is supposed to be what you've paid in.
Right. I mean, you're born into debt. You earn Social Security as you work.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe there was a misinterpretation and someone came up. Because I've always heard a lot of people who claim like the sovereign citizen, and they claim that you don't have to pay taxes and all this shit. But then they always end up in jail. So, like, maybe there's some documentation that says something, but then I do believe if there's documentation on this line that says, yeah, you don't have to pay taxes, down here they've been fixed that.
Yeah, it's
just not here.
It's a revision.
Yeah, they got a little subsection C 86.A where it says, well, you're a regular motherfucker. You got to take care of that. Yeah. So I don't know what to believe, but that was something I heard a long time ago. Was that fucking?
It makes sense.
That there's some account.
That's weird, but I could see that.
It's weird. Right.
I never know.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
And well, maybe then it's probably gone now.
Right.
There probably was a bank that had everybody's money in it, and now it's all gone.
Now it's fucking. Oh yeah.
Ukraine.
Hopefully, dude. They were talking about that the other day, and I can't remember where the fuck I was listening to it, and they're like, "Well, no, they didn't actually send money. They sent things that were made here, so somebody got paid for them." So
that sounds like laundering.
It was. I would go to jail for that.
Right.
But what it sounded like they were almost pushing the agenda was like, don't be mad. We paid people for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we benefited from sending this shit there.
No.
And I'm like, in what fucking twisted fucking world do we benefit from sending? I don't know. And then something I was listening to. Oh, it was the last Sean Ryan guy. He said in the last however many years, he said China. This kind of goes back to China.
Mm-hmm.
Said China. They haven't been at war. They haven't been in conflicts. They put this many trillions of dollars into their people, into their infrastructure, into technology, into their roads, and they said it's fucked up living there. It's not like it being, the freedoms don't exist, but they're openly doing what these motherfuckers are doing to us on the sly. Yeah. But they said, and what we've been doing the last generation is pumping money into other places, into war, into weapons, into all this shit, while our roads deteriorate, while our fucking while everything fucking is falling apart.
That's my favorite example is the roads. Because when people question taxes and people are like, why are we paying taxes? And everybody's always like, it's the go-to. It's be part of society and have roads and stuff.
Right.
The roads are fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Fucking potholes everywhere.
Yeah,
my car's not. These roads aren't safe to drive on.
They're not, and they said, like, we were just talking about the throughway. What my mom, she says the throughway tolls were supposed to be to pay for the throughway until it was paid.
Right.
And then the tolls went away.
Yep. And
that was in the fucking I mean, there's a date on it.
Yeah.
That was a long fucking time ago, and all they've done is go up. Traffic is just nothing but increased. And
now they've changed it, so now there's no toll booths. You can't just go and pay cash. They fucking scan your plate and send you a fucking bill.
Send you a bill, which is a good way to get cameras all over the place.
Yep.
Scanning equipment all over the place.
Yeah.
Get your plates, your shit, all your shit logged.
Find out where you are, track you.
And then it doesn't even seem like much. Because I know I've gone to my sister's in Geneva and shit, and a couple of places in Buffalo where it does make sense to get on a throughway.
Yeah.
There's certain places. Like, I don't go to Rochester on a fucking throughway.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like anything. You're just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
Now I'm on. But then in the end, it cost me $12. Whereas I would say, damn, I'd rather not pay that $12 fucking dollars and just drive, take extra 15 minutes. But now it's so easy. They take away the toll booth, take away the people, that extra step.
You don't think about it.
You don't think about it. You just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Which is like cards and shit. I feel like cards. That's why they want to get rid of cash, because you don't think it doesn't seem like real money.
Yeah, what a fucking gamble that is. They want everybody to get rid of cash, but at the same time, you see more and more of these skimmers popping up everywhere.
Oh,
fucking ripping off people's cards.
Fucking big time.
Dude, fucking trap.
I just seen a dude at the gas station down here, down the street. I had to pay for a drink. I already got gas at the pump. And he's like, yeah, I need this. $25 for a vape. I didn't realize them fucking shits were $25.
Jesus Christ, I didn't either.
$25. And he goes, I want to get this or get whatever it was. goes to do the card thing, and he goes, no. And the guy goes, well, what's the problem? He goes, I'm not putting my PIN in. And he's like, well, hit this button. And he goes, yeah, still asking for my PIN. I'm not putting my PIN. And he goes, all right, well, I'll put your name in the book, whatever the fucking book is. I don't know if it's like he owes or something. It's like a shady store.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, that motherfucker was like, I'm not putting my fucking PIN in that shit.
I think about that every time I go to a 7-Eleven because it seems to be all these 7-Elevens you see.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like it's the employees doing it. Like,
and even more so, them shits are like basically, before it was like, yeah, wiggle the keypad. No, it's
you
like
gotta pull the whole.
Yeah, it's like the whole unit.
Yeah, you feel weird going in, grabbing the fuking thing. It's like, yeah, let me manhandle your machine here in hopes that I catch you doing something bad.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But again, and I used to be all cash, especially when I was drug dealing and shit.
Yeah.
And I would I didn't even have a bank account, so I would have to take my paycheck from the factory and go to a bank and get it cash and get it. So everything was fucking cash. And now I'm almost anti-cash. And it's just not a conscious thought. That's just kind of the way everything worked out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel naked. We went to where the fuck were we at? And the machine was down. And I was like, I'm fucked. That's it.
Yeah,
we gotta go somewhere else. Because I didn't have any cash on me. So I've been trying to make an active effort to have at least a 20 or something. Some cash. But everything is fucking cards now, and I can see that.
I hate it.
Isn't that
because they can watch what you're doing? Everybody can track you, and I hate that part. Track you.
We buy shit, and then I get ads for it.
Yeah.
I've never talked about Downy fucking dryer sheets or whatever it is, whatever brand she buys.
Yeah.
But then I buy it, and now there's Tide, and there's fucking all this shit that we bought. I'm getting ads for. So someone's reading that shit. Yeah. That data is going to fucking
AI.
Yeah.
Which is even scarier because that's more.
Oh, I had AI write me a description of a product the other day, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy. You ever talk to the AI?
No, I won't.
He said I won't. Dude, super fucking scary.
Yeah, but
on ChatGPT, you can do it. You could just hit this little microphone button, and it kind of turns it into a non-text base. So you're just talking to it.
Yeah.
It has voice inflections and shit. It's oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, dude, it's fucking creepy. I said, I can't remember. I can't remember. What's the opening line to the first verse of Get Low? And he goes, that'd be to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down my balls. Wow. Dude, and it's like a fucking talking to a guy. I did my Aaron's homework because I don't know how to do math at all. Yeah. And he apparently got that from me. And so we're there trying to figure out. And I'm talking to this thing. I'm like, what is 2 over 3 minus the this? And he's like, well, this is this. And you take this from that. And I at the end of it, I go, okay, no explanation, just the answer. And it almost sounded annoyed. It said, the answer is da-da-da-da-da. It's fucking weird.
It's wild.
It's super fucking weird.
That's wild. That's scary.
I did it for way too long. No. Way too long. And the guy sounds like a real person.
I'm good on that.
And I asked him, I said, is your voice modeled after somebody? Whose voice are you? And he's like, it told me fucking, no, it's a created voice from multiple voices. It doesn't belong to anybody in particular.
Wouldn't it be weird if it took your voice and started talking back in your own voice? If it caught a couple sentences and it mimicked you?
Oh, dude, it's got
Parrot GPT.
I don't see why it couldn't.
That'd be cool.
You see all that shit.
That'd be scary, but it'd be cool.
Fucking you ever? I'm sure you have the intro to I can't remember if it's a Chief Keef song or album where it's Chief Keef don't be in Lamb Ron and all this shit, and it's Trump or fucking Biden. I always thought that shit was kind of funny, but it's kind of scary at the same time. And videos saying fucking we have declared nuclear war on Russia, and it's fucking Biden, it's his voice and shit, and I'm like, oh yeah,
deepfake shit gets scary.
Deepfake shit is super scary, and it just keeps getting better.
I just saw him do one with the Justin Timberlake mugshot.
Oh, drinking a beer?
Where he starts drinking in the picture, and it's god damn, dude,
it looks good.
Looks real good.
And what the fuck? Toys R Us just released a commercial, all AI.
Of course,
I haven't watched it. I only saw a still of it, but. Who the fuck? Maybe it was someone on Lex Friedman. You ever watch Lex?
I'm familiar. Yeah.
The guy said eventually you won't know what's real and what's not, just with anything.
Pretty much already.
He goes, and then you are effectively living in a simulation.
Yeah.
If everything could be equally be real and equally be, but to an extent.
Yeah, but that's a scary. That's. I kind of feel like that's the world we're in now, though.
It's the world we're in now. But at any point, you and I could unplug, go live in the woods.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't be influenced by things like AI.
That'd be my goal.
So fucking A, man. It doesn't sound bad. I want to, for whatever strange reason, I want to move to the desert. Dude, I've been watching that cop. It's kind of, it looks fucking.
I watch
peaceful.
a lot of Grand Canyon videos, and I'd love to live out that way.
Isn't that fucking
just walk around in the fucking desert?
Just walk around, dude. In the cop show that I watched on patrol, they have a thing in somewhere in Vegas, and they're always going to these houses where it's fucking this color, everything.
Yeah.
And there's no grass, there's no trees, which is kind of weird. But for some reason, it just looks so desolate and isolated. I'm like, that's where I fucking want to be.
Appealing.
I don't want to fucking. And I put myself out from the country back into a city setting, and I love it. I love seeing all the weird people and shit and all the kind of weird shit going on. But also, in the same breath, if I could afford to be in the middle of nowhere, self-sustaining,
I'd like to be in the woods.
But the woods would be
I'd
nice
like to
too.
be with the animals in the woods.
And fucking, the only thing is, me personally, I'm like no good at any kind of survival anything.
Yeah.
So if I were to cut myself completely off of everything, I'd probably be fucked. We would all die. And because in my mind, the end of the world, I gotta have the SK ready. I gotta have the fucking 30s ready. I gotta have the fucking.
But do you know medical treatment?
But do I know
how
nothing?
to grow food? Do you know
Fuck
how to
no.
clean a fucking animal?
No, none of that. I'd be
I like
dead.
to think I could make it.
I couldn't.
I could.
I'd be dead. And
But I do think the same way. My first is survival mentality of fighting. It's okay. Get the weaponry ready.
Get the right.
Get ready to fight people off.
Check.
Yeah, that's the first part. Because I guess that's as far as you think you're gonna go.
Right.
Like, basically, that's as far as it's gonna. Somebody's gonna get you, or you're gonna get them. Like,
All right, and then someone's gonna come in and save us.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen.
I think that statement is that nobody is coming.
Yeah.
I think that should be drilled into people's minds more and more, like how they've been pushing the pedophilia since we were children. They should be pushing that on the children too.
Nobody's coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you. And I think all these fucking kids, if they were to learn, and it doesn't have to be like militant, you know, if we were to there's a bunch of shit I wish I would have learned.
Yeah.
You know, easy shit like how to sew.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. You know, I could fucking do the thing a bunch of times.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Maybe it'll hold together
Even
for
a stick. Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
So and I'd be, dude, I really think I'd be fucked. And they say like, if that's not your thing, then you kind of have two choices. Then is either you're gonna be dead, you're gonna die, you're gonna be a victim, or you're gonna be a marauder. And they said you can only maraud for so long.
Yeah.
That either someone who is well prepared, you're smoked,
out.
Or a bigger marauder
He's gonna maraud you.
Gonna maraud you.
Yep.
So it's just like unless you're the type A guy, I guess we would call it that. You're kind of limited.
It really takes you back to the animal kingdom. It really takes you back to survival.
Right.
You got to fight for food. Everything's trying to kill you.
Everything's trying to kill you.
There's a bigger animal, but there could be smaller animals, and
yeah.
you're in the middle of the food chain until something bigger comes along.
Watch these fucking cats. Even though there are multiple generations, thousands of years of domestication, you make a fucking noise while he's just there, they don't pay attention to it. He's eating, you make that same noise, motherfuckers. You know, because their guard is down.
Yeah.
So they're fucking hyper alert while they've got their face in the bowl.
Yep.
You know, or taking a shit. They're fucking.
That's funny.
You know, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when you're in prison, apparently.
Yeah.
You're taking a shit, you got to have somebody watching for you because that's when you're vulnerable.
Yep.
So that makes sense. Can I get you anything? You need anything?
Okay.
Drinks? More? Go get that sack from it. I got another fucking pre-roll.
No. Yeah, I'm good.
How was that shit?
It was actually really good.
Was it all right?
Yeah, it was good.
I know you've seen it all. Are you still over there?
No.
No?
I don't really do much with anybody anymore. I mean, a little, no, not really. I do a little artwork now and again, like very, very rarely, but not much. No, Range is over there now.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, he's putting a tattoo studio in there.
That dude's a strange, not Range, the other guy.
Oh yeah.
He's a fucking strange dude. I had a big boner for him since he played the shit out of me in front of all them people.
You did, yeah. I remember you talking about that.
But aside from that, like, oh man.
Yeah. I don't get involved in my. I try to keep my head down on everything. I'm even like trying to slowly like pull myself out of like social media and shit. Like I've been going through my Facebook and trying to get rid of Facebook. So like slowly I'm just unfriending everybody.
Really?
That's how I'm doing it. So like I got rid of 100 friends. Like I had like 330 friends. I got rid of 100 of them the other day. Like I just went through.
Damn.
I found a few dead people that I didn't know died. But like I wasn't.
Get the fuck out
like
of
people
here.
that I would unfollow so I didn't see their posts.
Yeah.
And then like I like go check back in. I'll see what this person's up to. Oh, they died a year ago.
Damn.
Word, that sucks. All right, like I said, unfriend now. I don't
Rip.
do that. Yeah. But
Holy fuck.
I had some weird guidelines. Man, I was going through. It's like, all right, like if I haven't talked to you in fucking 10 years, I'm never going to see you again. There's no point in staying. We don't need to be connected on a computer so you can watch my life if we're not part of each other's life.
Right.
And that's kind of how I feel social media has gotten to. It's just people just watching each other for entertainment. Mm-hmm. And we don't need to have that. We don't need to have immediate access to somebody else's window.
They're whole shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm too old for that. I'm not trying to make friends. I've been painting graffiti long enough. I'm not trying to build a following. I'm not trying to win anybody over. I could fucking stop today and be fine. Like,
right.
I'm not trying to achieve anything at this point. Like, I'm just hanging in for entertainment value.
I remember Jimmy was looking through, because he used to be all my friends at some point when we were young used to like live at my fucking houses.
Yeah.
Whether it was in the city or whether it was when we moved to the country. Jimmy's on the fucking laptop and he's scrolling through his Facebook. Facebook's pretty new.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can't remember, someone requested him. And he goes, we were never friends in high school. Get the fuck off my screen, you piece of shit. And he fucking rejected it.
Yeah.
And he said, that's how I fucking roll.
It's that easy.
I was like,
I've rejected people, and
this was years ago. He said, I don't play that shit. He said, we were never friends in high school. And he goes, actually, we never said anything to each other in high school.
Those are people that I got rid of. I had those too. It's like, seriously, I'm going through. It's like, we've never spoken. We weren't friends then. You're just trying to put together a collection. Like,
right. Oh,
and I remember those days when Facebook first started and social media, and you wanted to build up followers. You wanted to have a lot of friends.
Right.
It's cool to keep in touch with people you haven't seen since high school or whatever. But
and then once that, now it's just like a thing of life. Who the fuck is actually keeping up with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless you guys are bitching about something in common. Fucking Biden, fucking Trump, fucking whatever.
Which is really all Facebook is now, is people just bitching about politics.
Dude, one of the best things I ever did was get rid of that shit. And I can't even say I got rid of it because it's still there.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at. I logged in one time after my cousin killed himself, and I wanted to rid myself of guilt, make sure that he didn't try to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
So I logged in, I seen there was no message, and I fucking logged out. And I've had to log in because of Devastator.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Oh, because it's through Instagram?
Because it's through Instagram, but then if I want to run ads...
Yeah, it's a Facebook thing.
So, and then the one time when I got banned for nothing, which literally it was nothing, I had to get in touch with support. And the only way to do that is through a Facebook portal. And so I had to be on, and I'm asking her, I'm like, does this show that I'm on? She's like, yes. And I was like, fuck, I got to make this quick. And I don't want people to think I'm like, oh, he's back.
Right.
Dude, when I checked to see if my cousin messaged me, I opened it. How long does that take? I had to kind of actually I had to do it on a computer because I don't have it on my phone.
Right.
And I don't know how to do anything. It's all totally unfamiliar. I haven't been on for 10 years. So I'm like, all right, I'm looking. Okay, there's the thing. Boom, I opened it. A message pops up. Hey, haven't seen you in forever. This dude from... I said, oh, fuck. See you later. So I always ask her, is the show I'm on? She's like, yes. I'm like, fuck. Because then I tell people, like, I don't use that shit. And they're like, well, it says here you logged in.
Right. I hate that.
122 weeks ago.
I hate that little fucking green light that shows people when I'm on.
Fuck. Yeah, man. That was like... When I made the choice to fucking stop, I was like... This is for the best.
Yeah.
And now she shows me all this shit because I get it like my secondhand Facebook. She's like, look at so and so posted this or so and so sick or whatever. And she shows me other shit where I'm like, tell him to go fuck himself. Tell him if he wants to come. And all I think is, if I was there, I would be saying these things.
Yeah.
Tell you know where my fucking house is. Some things are better left unsaid.
It's better to not have that.
It's better to not have
Little
that
temptation.
And I had to learn on the Devastator page too, like fucking, because I gotta shut my fucking mouth. And I can't troll like I used to. I don't even curse on this shit anymore. I had to learn, like, not everything is for this. You're doing something else here.
Yeah.
If you want to go get on your old fucking Kyle Conway Instagram account and fucking swear and fucking get people riled up and talk shit, go do that there. This whole other thing is something different. You gotta fucking calm down. There's a purpose here. A lot of people are fucking want to know what you're going to do next, and you're not going to be able to when you get banned for saying fuck. But yeah, I watched 3 people die on Instagram today.
Did you?
Yeah, well, not, just in any given day.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
shows me all kinds of
yeah.
horrific shit.
Yeah, I get that. I got like police incidents videos and.
But I say fuck.
Yep.
And then I'm fucking, you are banned from commenting for hate speech. Hate speech?
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking kidding me? But then I see all these fucking N-word videos where kids are yelling it, and I'm like, what? Ban this?
It's a very weird selective hate speech.
Yeah.
Mostly true facts are hate speech now. That's kind of the scary thing.
Yes. Especially opinionated.
Yeah.
If you got like if you're a free thinker with an opinion,
yeah.
no, don't be pushing that fucking propaganda around these parts.
No, I'm not going to fit in this world.
You do the X at all, Twitter, or not?
Nah.
I don't. I never have had one.
I keep getting pop-ups for it. That and, was it Twitch? Is it the other? No, it's not Twitch. What's
Threads?
Threads. I knew it started with a T.
I did do that.
Did you?
I tried to get in early.
Yeah.
Like it would like.
Because I keep getting like notifications. Oh, so-and-so wants you to join. I'm like, no, they don't. That's you.
It's bullshit.
That's you sending me this fucking thing.
I'm gonna go ask them.
Yeah.
How about I go fucking ask?
Yeah, I'm gonna call that person right now.
Dude, I got in because it was like I wanted to get.
Well, it's different because you have a business. Like you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
But I did it because I was like, that's gonna be like my personal account.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like say shit that I
fun.
want to say.
It'd be good to have.
But then I just keep forgetting about it. And now it's been like trying to remind me recently because it knows. And I looked and it's like, you have 1,100 followers. I was like, 1,100 followers?
Holy shit.
Where the fuck did you guys come from? Hi.
Damn.
Now I feel like everyone's watching.
You really have 1,100 followers?
On Twitter or Threads? Yeah.
No
It's
shit.
strange.
That's
Very
weird.
strange. Fucking Devastator is about to be at 13,000. Can you fucking believe that?
Good for you, man.
Isn't that crazy? It's like blows my fucking mind. But then I talked to guys at like Machine Studio and shit, and they just broke 100. And I'm like, wow. Can't imagine what their inbox looks like.
I couldn't.
Gotta be fucking stupid. And then, did you know I set up a line with Bombing Science? They're buying.
I think I saw them post something that had.
Yeah,
that's
they're
cool.
fucking-
That's exciting.
So then, if the dude I had beef with in Canada,
Yeah.
talking shit, Bombing Science is out of Canada.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
You knew that.
I used to order from them.
And so then it explained. I always seen people bitching in the comments. What the fuck takes 2 weeks? I didn't know it was coming from Canada.
Yeah.
They placed an order. I sent samples to North Carolina to a dude,
Yeah.
and then fucking they were like, "All right, we want to buy some scribes. Send them to fucking Montreal or something." And I was like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay." I didn't know that. But anyway, this fucking junkie in fucking Canada hit the street supply junkie bitch. He's posting. He said, "Get your scribes from me." He steals my fucking picture. Says cheaper than Devastator and Bombing Science.
What a fucking loser.
Dude, and I know his shit is junk.
That's
like before you leave, if you got time, I'll
Yeah.
show you what I do to these fucking scribes that make them different from anyone else who wants. They can all get the parts. I do different. It took years to figure out.
I know.
I'm like, you fucking piece of shit.
Right.
I got to tell you this off the thing because he fucked up mentioning me, whatever. But then he mentioned the other guys,
Yeah.
and that was a mistake on his end.
Yeah, I bet.
So people got a hold of me, and they were like, "What the fuck is this about?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. Guy's a fucking psychopath. He's crazy."
Yeah.
And they're like, looks like he's on the list of our. So he gets from us. And I was like, I guess it's probably not anymore.
Yeah.
Stupid. I don't even know how I got there, but yeah. So yeah, it's moving, man. It's fucking.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks to you as well. Oh. You were on the initial fucking the R&D, man. You got like the initial shits.
Those are fun days.
This shit sucked. This shit was all right. You never said this shit sucked.
No, it was all good.
You never said this shit. But like,
there was one I didn't like.
It was real thick, probably.
It was like a brown coppery.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
And I remember you telling me ahead of time, like, heads up, this might not be great.
Yeah,
type of thing.
Yeah, that was that.
It kind of came up weird. That was years ago, though.
That was bad. That was It was supposed to be gold.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and I learned that also that the pigment in gold, it's microscopic. Yeah, you can't see, but it the nib, the felt on the nib acts like a filter.
Makes sense. So that's kind of how it seemed. Like it kind of seemed like it wasn't quite getting through.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And that's just.
Huh.
As you can see, I never really went too far with. It's something to do with the gold, copper, rose gold color. Silver's fine.
I love that silver server.
Got one for you right there.
Oh boy.
And I never had a problem with that. And oil or alcohol has always been fine. But that fucking something about the gold, it must just be like my micro, whatever the fuck.
Makes sense. Well, not a lot of gold paint really out there either. I mean,
right, and if there is, kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's whack.
You know, it's fucking whack. Exactly, it's fucking whack.
Yeah, no, I think about like spray paint, like Russos and shit. Like, I mean, there's some.
It's kind of like
it's not really. It's like a bronzish.
Yes.
They have silver.
There was one that I got. It's called 24K. It was old. I got it at a fucking estate sale.
Okay.
Best gold spray I ever had. It was like, and it's like the can. I think it's in there. I'll pull it before we go. Don't know where to get it. Never seen it at a store. Never. It was in some fucking. And I was like, damn, this shit is actually pretty good. But the first and only time I've seen like something like that. So
interesting. I wonder what kind of toxic poison shit.
Yo, it's got to be fucking ready.
Made of full lead.
Ready to kill you.
Yeah.
Do you ever heard of the lead? Did you ever hear this conspiracy?
Oh, that it's really not bad for us, and that it's really just that they didn't want us to have lead, so it would protect us from radiation and shit. Yeah. Dude,
I heard that, and at first I was like, oh shit, and then I was like, right.
Yeah, why did we get rid of lead paint? Because it protects all the houses from.
Because it was exterior and interior, right? Everyone painted their fucking walls.
We got all these direct energy weapons and shit.
Right, now all of a sudden, like, that blocks things.
Yeah.
No, it's bad for you. Get rid of that shit. It's bad for. I mean, I guess you could do that with anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never met anyone that had lead poisoning.
Nope. I remember seeing like pictures, I think, when I was a kid, like in school.
Really?
Like, maybe in like textbooks in like the 80s and 90s where I was like their lips looked weird or something. And it was like, oh, they have lead poisoning. Their eyes were weird. I don't know. Maybe it was like.
Right.
Or they died of lead. I don't know. But it was like, I just remember seeing some pictures and they said it was like lead poisoning. I'm like, it's weird.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's terrifying. That's like quicksand. Stop, drop, and roll.
Damn. Do you know someone just talking about that fucking quicksand? I used to be scared of that shit.
Me too. I got that from Princess Bride, though. Was that Princess Bride?
I don't know.
With the fucking... Is that the movie I'm talking about?
Was it Labyrinth?
With Carrie Elways. And You Killed My Father, Prepared to Die. What was that movie? Yeah, it was Princess Bride.
If it was, I never seen it.
Okay, yeah, I think there's like quicksand pits. And
really?
And they sink real quick. There are a lot of childhood movies that had fucking quicksand.
Oh, it didn't...
Never Ending Story.
Never Ending Story. The motherfucking horse died in that shit, right?
That's probably why we're all afraid of fucking quicksand.
It probably is.
Nobody really puts that together. They talk about how we were taught to fear quicksand, but I think that was really it. It was just with the movies that fucking scared the shit out of us.
Yeah, fucking the hand. You know, I'm like,
look, that traumatizes you, man.
See, maybe this was fucking. It was supposed to be because I was afraid of drowning.
Shit.
But maybe it's because I'm fucking afraid of fucking quicksand in the hand, or Arnold at the end of fucking. In the lava, in the molten fucking thumbs up. Damn. Now I'm looking all around for that quicksand.
Yep.
We gotta worry about a sinkhole.
We gotta worry about a lot of. I do worry about sinkholes.
That's fucking.
That is
scary.
a genuine concern of mine. I do.
I always want to know what's at the bottom. Every time I see.
Usually water.
Is it water?
It's usually water.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's usually what causes the fall is water.
So then you fucking not only does the ground fall out from underneath you, then you fall into a pit of water,
muddy water that you can't get out of.
Fucking water, and then if you're just John bystander, how do you help somebody in the pit of water?
In a lot of those cases, they don't.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that's a scary fear.
As if we don't have enough to be fucking afraid of.
That, and I'm afraid of Teslas, electric cars. Because they drive themselves and they randomly burst into a fire that you can't put out.
I heard about that.
That's a scary fucking kind of car. I got in one the other day as an Uber, and I was immediately had anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
I drove one.
Did you?
Yeah, Billy the Marine fucking had one. He had the dual motor performance edition. I do gotta say, fastest fucking vehicle I've ever been in.
I'll bet.
Ridiculous. You do roller coasters and shit?
I used to when I was younger. I used to love that shit.
Did you do the motorcycle one at Darien Lake?
Nah.
That is probably the closest thing that I can say like was like that, because it goes from 0 to 60 and whatever, it just launches you.
Because I used to race, and like I've been in cars that had like nitrous, and I had a supercharged. I had a Lightning that was supercharged, and,
right.
And I've ridden in Cobras that had Lightning, that had fucking nitrous and shit, and gone. I've run in 10, 11 second cars, and felt that kind of speed. Plus, taking off in a plane feels the same.
What's weird about it is it's totally quiet.
That's weird.
And it's instant.
That's what I wouldn't like. I like the exhaust sound. I like.
Oh yeah, there's none of that.
I gotta feel that.
There's nothing. It's just fucking.
That's weird.
It is. It's very strange. It was very strange. It makes you giggle. You're like, yeah. I wouldn't want one. He got rid of it.
Yeah.
But it was fucking fast. It was pretty fucking fast. For you bought the fucking thing from Muhlendijk's. The fucking the orange Fox
the Mustang.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped that on the one brother.
Yeah.
Fucking around. It fucking I can't remember if he said drop the jack or don't drop it, and he did the opposite and fucking let it go, and they had the fucking. But I remember you had. There's no way it was a different one.
No, I ended up selling that car out for parts too.
Unless they bought it from you.
No, I bought it from that. Definitely over in Gates.
Was it in Gates?
Yeah,
it was Jeff and Jay.
Oh yeah, because he had the fucking broken door because he backed up into something with the door open.
With the door open,
so it had a fucked up door, and that was part of why I got rid of it, because it was such an odd car.
Yeah,
because it was an '86 Mustang that they put body parts on from an '87. So it didn't match a typical 86. Like the headlights should have looked different, but it was a T-top.
Right.
And there's no like 88 after T-top. So like the body design, like they modified it so much from what it should have been originally.
Yeah.
That it was hard to find matching parts. Like I couldn't find T-top doors that would match up because it had body kit on it from an 87.
No shit.
Yeah, so, and the nitrous system was all, it was cool, but it was all fucked up. And the kid that I sold it to, he took it all apart, and he's like, dude, it's a good thing you didn't hit the nitrous on that. I'm like, why? He's like, it didn't have the nozzle, so it just would have sprayed the full fucking tank.
It would have dumped the whole bottle.
Right into the engine. I was like, no shit. He's like, yeah, I didn't know it until I took it out of the intake, and it was missing the sprayer. He's like, you would have just emptied the whole thing. I was like, oh, shit.
So you got one shot.
That would have been it.
You got one fucking shot. Mm-hmm. No shit. They, I don't know if it was that car or a different car, because they were like, into the cars.
Yeah.
They fucking came out in the morning, and there was a dude fucking sleeping in the car with the door open who fell asleep trying to steal the stereo.
Holy shit.
And he's like, he went and got the other brother, and he's like, I don't know what to fucking do.
God damn. That's a wild story. You can't even make that shit up.
Isn't that fucking funny? I think about shit like that. I'm like, yeah, what do you do? Hey.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh, shit. The fuck. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, what do you do? Do you beat them up? Do you call the cops?
Yeah, what do you do? I think I would just be like, hey, what the fuck?
Right.
Now it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
See how far he is. I mean, if he's got the radio half out, he'll put that shit back, motherfucker.
Yeah, come on.
Fix that shit.
Come on. Remember back in the day, fucking stealing stereos and shit, like when that was a thing?
I remember, I never did, but I remember it was a thing. Everybody was getting their fucking shit stolen. So I remember having to have the detachable fucking faceplate that you carry around with you.
Everywhere. Get out, go to the corner store, pop the fucking thing out.
It was cool as shit. They had the little cases, looked like a glasses case you fucking carry around your faceplate with.
Those are the fucking days. Now they just steal the whole car.
Fuck.
My buddy Dubs, he got his old lady. They stole her. She had a Kia. They stole it. I don't know if I'd be more pissed about this or not. They drove it around the corner and smashed it into a fucking building. I personally would just rather never see it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. So whatever. So then he buys a Hyundai, or he had bought it just as all that was happening. And he said, no, they kept telling me at the dealership. I want to say, they said, no, that's just Kias.
Yeah.
So he buys it. It was like a 2021. I think he got it in 22. And he works at over down at the end across from the hospital on Portland.
Okay. Yep.
He goes, I brought it back to the dealership. They put the sticker on the window or whatever the fuck. So it can't be stolen or whatever. He goes, I come out of work, fucking pile of glass. My whole the whole columns all broke out, smashed out. And they couldn't steal it.
Yep.
He goes, but they fucking broke my window and made it completely inoperable.
Yeah.
It took them weeks to get it back. He said, I wish they would have just fucking stole it. And then I'd never seen it again. And then I got a new vehicle.
Nope.
You know, no. He goes, the fucking insurance company dicked me around. It took fucking 2-3 weeks at the fucking dealership.
Which is probably why everybody's fucking insurance is going up.
Right.
Probably we're all paying for Kia boys.
What the fuck, man? And then a guy on the radio on NPR said, this is going to be a problem for years and years and years. He said, regardless if they get stolen or not, those type of things are going to happen. Yeah. They're going to try to steal these vehicles until there aren't anymore.
Yeah.
So whether they actually do steal it and you don't have the dealer upgrade, or your shit just gets broken and fucking completely destroyed,
right,
it's just going to happen until they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And it takes a while every so often you see a 94 Cavalier in these streets. It takes a while for things to cycle completely out of the system.
When was the last time you saw a Pontiac Sunfire?
Oh, dude. I couldn't even fucking tell you.
That's like the same car. It was just the other version. That was the other GM car.
What about a fucking, like a even newer, like a G6 and shit? Like, you don't see those anymore.
Well, they haven't made Pontiac in...
It's been a few years, right?
I remember them talking about bringing back the Trans Am a couple years ago. Like, it was like a side shoot, and I don't know if that actually happened or what, but that would have been cool. I like those cars.
That would have been cool.
I like those like early 2000 Trans Ams.
Those were fucking...
The T-tops, and they put fucking loud pipes on those.
They were like fucking... with the special one was like, they had purple and yellow.
There was a WS6.
Is that what it was?
The WS6 version, yeah.
Fucking... I think they had
LS2.
LS2?
Yeah.
I had the 94 Camaro.
Yeah.
Z28 with the LS1.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like the body style.
Yeah,
But I always thought the fucking TA was way curvier. Had that nasty fucking 4-barrel hood scoop and shit. You know, it was like, I always thought those were fucking
Those were gnarly.
Cool.
That, and I actually really used to like the GTOs when they were in for a couple of years. In
I thought
04
those
and
were
05. Those
cool.
had the LS2s in them too, and those were...
They were fucking...
Those were even the automatics, because we had automatic and manual.
Yeah.
And I was working at a Pontiac dealer at the time when all that
really?
shit was coming out. I was a lot guy, so I was driving all these fucking cars. Damn. All the Corvettes, all those C6 brand new 04, 05 Corvettes that were coming out. I'd have to drive them like once a week because we'd leave them sitting on the lot and the batteries would go dead.
No shit.
So you'd have to take them out on 104 and fucking juice the alternator up.
Damn.
Which sucked at the same time because they all had like an average speed rating, and when there's like 4 miles on the car and the average speed is like 75, like somebody's going to be able to pinpoint that you're fucking around.
Someone hopped out and fucking...
Yeah.
No shit.
I used to have a lot of fun with all those cars. I've driven Vipers and Ferraris. And Viper was scary. I didn't go over 65 in that. I was terrified.
I heard that they were like...
It was squirrely.
That they were squirrely built, like dry. They were dangerous.
Yeah, it felt weird to drive. Like I didn't want to go. Like I was on the expressway. Like it was a customer's car, and I was taking it to another shop.
Yeah,
and it was like I was the only person that he would let drive it because like he interacted with me, and it was like it was intimidating.
Yeah, I heard that they weren't like, they were expensive and they were flashy, and you didn't see a lot of them.
But on the highway, if you goosed it and got into it, you'd squirrel out, and the back end would fly on you.
Woo!
I used to get that with the Lightning though, because it was a pickup truck and it had no weight in the back end. So when I was punching,
you had a Lightning, right?
Yeah, and that was that was an automatic, and even when that would downshift on the expressway at 55, 60, the back tires would break free and start squealing again.
Damn.
Yeah.
I knew a drug dealer that had a fucking red one.
That was mine. Mine was red.
You had a red one?
There were only two in town at the time. It was me and a kid from RIT, I think.
No shit. Yeah. This is in Medina.
Okay.
And I was the dude was hooking up my fucking stereo, which was, we were putting subs on the factory shit in the Camaro.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he did, but when I got out of it, there was like a fuse panel in the inside of the door, in the door jamb. I had to like pull this thing out, or else it would just stay on the battery or some shit. And I was like, I guess if that's what I got to have these 10s bumping, I got to do that, right? But as he was doing that, this drug dealer dude that he knew pulled up in the Lightning, and I had never seen one before, and I was like, this shit is dope.
That's cool.
I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Now I think they're electric, right? The new Lightning.
Yeah, now they're like
or hybrid maybe.
Yeah, it's an electric, and then they made the Raptor for a while, which is more like an off-road version. But yeah, those old school from '99 to '04 Lightnings, those were
cool.
They had the side pipes.
Yeah.
So like I would be driving, they only had them on the one side, on the passenger side. So if I was driving down the street and there were cars parked on the side of the street, and I gave it a little fucking, I'd be blowing off car alarms all the way down the street.
Damn.
You feel like it'd be great if you're racing people, because if they're on that side, that's just screaming in their fucking ear if they got the window down.
Damn, it is too.
That's an intimidating factor, especially if you're like blowing smoke out because you're going balls out. Black clouds are blasting them. That was fun. I miss those days.
I didn't just get it, but it was before I fucked it all up. When I just got the Challenger, I was on 531 at the end, and it was nighttime, and I was driving, and a Camaro like mine pulled up, and it was black. It's tinted. Couldn't see shit. I could hear that it was a Z or an SS or something. It had
an 8.
Yeah. And he was giving me and I knew, like, I got a V6. It was 300 horse for a rear wheel V6, so it like did a little something, but it wasn't shit. So I said, all right, fuck it, and I fucking held it to the floor, dude. I don't know if he had cutouts or what. It was so fucking loud. Oh, I was like, it made me want my fucking Camaro back. He said, bah!
I used to love that shit.
Yeah, it was dope. And right then I was like, yeah, boy.
That was my favorite. I remember that when I had I had a 92 Mustang. It was a 5-speed. It was black. It was all blacked out, black tinted windows, black interior, 5-speed. It was a fucking beautiful car. And I had a nice Flowmaster exhaust with silver tips on it. And I was going over a speed bump, and it fucking caught the mufflers and broke the tailpipes off of them. And it just immediately went double loud. Wow. And as soon as I fucking limped it home without it like dragging on the street, and I just took the rest of the pipes off. I'm like, no, this is the new look, man.
That's how it is.
We're dumping out now. This is it.
Damn.
I remember at the time, like the chick I was living with, we were living in Greece, and she sucked. But she used to give me shit. She's like, your car is too fucking loud. It's like, it's not that loud. She's like, you understand, when you leave for work at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're at an apartment complex, and I can hear you drive away 2 miles away. Cool.
Is that all?
Fucking A.
Is that all? My dad's got a 65 El Camino, and it's got cutouts.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking loud. Whatever that cutout shit, and what's it just open up at the
no mufflers.
Yeah.
It's just no mufflers. It's just open pipes.
That's impressive.
Yep.
I should just do that on the van.
I see people do that with catalytic converters. They'll blast a pipe through the catalytic converter and blow all the shit out, so it just goes right through.
Or cut it off.
Yep. That's the smell. You can tell when you're riding behind a car, it smells like a lawnmower.
That's a fact. I do know that.
I like that.
I don't know much about cars, but
Yeah.
I know, he's got a bad cat. I can smell that. Or it's not functioning, or it's not. Well, if it's not there, you can hear.
If it's plugged, your car won't move. It won't go. Because the exhaust, you won't be able to get exhaust out. That's like if somebody puts a banana in the tailpipe, same thing. It kills the back.
You remember that?
Yeah, it's from
I feel like people don't even know about that.
It was in a movie. It was in Eddie Murphy. Fucking the cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop. He did that.
They do it in that?
Yeah.
I remember a potato too, fucking with a broomstick.
Yeah.
But I feel like people don't do shit like that anymore.
People don't think anymore. People are stupid. That's creative shit. People aren't creative anymore. They just fucking go right for the throat. Nobody's fun.
They just say,
Yeah.
key it, fucking smash the window.
Pop your tires, whatever. Spray paint shit on you.
I don't like that shit. No. I never used to be. I always used to say, yeah, well, you go back by and bust their fucking windows out. I was like, man, if you're going to do that, just wait and do it to him. You know, like when I was mad at people and shit, I never wanted to go and like vandalize their fucking vehicle.
I did once. I did once, and it was creative though. And they did it to me first. The same Mustang, my black Mustang. I was working in a car dealership, and I had it parked in the shop overnight. I had a couple cars, and we were actually just putting the exhaust on this car. So it was parked overnight. I took my other car home. I came back the next morning. It's still in the shop, but it's got fucking toilet paper and shit all around the car. They TP'd my car thinking it was going to be fucking funny. And I knew the one mechanic that did it, and I knew where he lived. And so that night, me and my roommate went to his house. And this was back in like 2006, 2007. It was a long time ago. So me and my roommate went back to his house, and it was winter. And he had a Grand Am, and it was unlocked. And I took about a dozen condoms, and I filled them with ranch dressing, and I fucking slathered them all over the inside of his car. like all the fucking windshield, all the steering wheel.
How's it funny now, huh?
And that shit froze like all over the inside of his car with condoms and shit. And the next day, I remember I got to work and I'm like 10 minutes in, and my boss gets a phone call and he comes out and goes, "Did you go to Tony's house last night and fuck with his car?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm not mad, but don't do that again."
Because that's why Tony wasn't there.
Right. He was calling in late. I was like,
He's calling in late. I hope this is ranch dressing all over this shit. Damn. Well, that's not fucking.
That's not vandal. It's not. There's no destruction. It's a pain in the ass. You gotta clean some shit up.
Pain in the. I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, smashing shit.
Fucking hate that guy. Oh, go fucking fuck his shit up.
Yeah.
Go fuck him up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Be man.
Go handle that shit. I don't know.
It's a weird culture again.
It is a weird, fucking weird.
People aren't.
That's big these days. I see piles of fucking glass all in the hood all the time, busting people's fucking windows. Must be like.
Yeah.
Must be standard textbook. You got beef with someone.
I try to. I mean, they just do it. I mean, it happened to me a couple years ago.
Really?
It was it was a New Year's Eve, and it was funny because I had just gone outside to like put something in the garbage, and my car was fine, and I came in, and like 20 minutes later, I went out to leave, and my back window was smashed out completely, and there were 2 big rocks on the seat, so they threw 2 big rocks through the back of my car. Didn't take anything, just drove by and threw rocks in.
Damn.
And I thought it was like an angry ex or something, like who the fuck is this? And so. I couldn't come up with anything. Called the glass company. They came out. When I talked to the window guy, he was like, "Yeah, he's like, this has just been happening. He's like, kids are just going around throwing rocks in people's windows for fun. Like, this is just the thing." Now, this was before they were stealing Kias.
Right.
This was 2020, but that was at the time that year they were just driving around, fucking smashing shit. And I remember him talking about that.
What a fucking pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I would fucking. Ugh, I would be so fucking mad.
I saved those rocks. I hung on to those boulders for the longest time until just a couple months ago, and I took one of them and I painted it. And I did a full fucking painting on this rock, and then I wrote like some conspiracy shit on the back of it, and I took it to a cemetery and I hid it randomly in the cemetery, like under a bush, and I just fucking left it there.
So
scavenger hunt.
Damn, that's awesome. Why'd you save them? Just because?
Yeah.
Spite?
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it outside where somebody was going to get it again and redo it, for one thing. It wasn't from my yard. I don't know where they found it, but I wasn't going to leave the fuel for them.
Fucking throw it back out again.
Yeah, and I just kept hanging on to it a while. I'm like, this feels like bad energy. Like, I'm hanging on to this negative rock that broke my shit. Like, I got to do something good with it.
Damn.
I'm like, I'll paint it. I'll paint something cool on it, and I'll just leave it somewhere.
And disperse this into...
And I sat on it painted for like a year before I put it anywhere. Like, I painted like a year before. And I'm just, I just kept waiting for the opportunity to put this rock somewhere. And then one day earlier this winter, when the snow was starting to clear out, I'm like, I got it.
Here it is.
I got it.
You maybe freak someone out at some point.
You know what's fucked up though is I saw an article the other day that they're now renovating that area of that fucking cemetery and like doing upgrades. I'm like, that's so fucking weird.
Upgrading the cemetery.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Like changing like the landscaping and shit right there. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Is it the old one? The old.
Is
it?
I mean, it's a big ass cemetery. It's not like you're gonna find anything in there.
Right. There's a lot of fucking history there.
There's a lot of history there. I love that place. I used to walk around there all the time. I used to walk through there at night coming back from the bars on South Ave when I lived on Thurston.
Oh, yeah.
I cut through there.
Damn, you lived on Thurston?
I grew up on Thurston. That was where my home
Really?
My whole life.
Oh, no shit.
Thurston and
I
Brooks.
thought you were on the east side fucking...
No, that's just where I live now. I grew up. I'm 19th ward. That's why I got 19 on my leg. I'm on
19th ward. That's my stepdad was.
Two houses on Thurston, one on Genesee Park.
No shit. He grew up on Arnett.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking... Back when it was, he used to talk about fucking going to Holly and Sawyer to buy weed, and he said that was the trenches, the big time. He was like fucking, that was a bad time over there on Genesee Street. I was like,
it still is. You still see shit. You still see videos from Sawyer Street and
right. It's fucking
people,
nuts.
fucking kids fighting all the time.
The fucking city is insane these days, dude.
It's scary.
I thought it was bad in the 90s on Otis, and it was bad, but.
It's different.
Nah, I said it a couple weeks ago on this show, and I said I was unloading some shit on Parkway. We had a warehouse for work on Parkway, right, like you could see Jefferson right from there.
Yeah.
Not Jefferson Ave. Jefferson. It was middle school when I was growing up.
Right.
Jefferson High School, and it's right down the street from where I grew up, and I'm unloading all these blower fans from the warehouse, and I'm parked out front on Parkway. And there's like, people and shit around. And for the first time in my entire fucking life, I was like, this ain't my neighborhood anymore. Like, I always just went around with impunity.
Yeah.
And maybe I was wrong in assuming so.
No, it's different now. The youth is different. These kids are very different.
They'll
They have a
fucking kill you.
there's a very strong disregard for any life. And
Right. Of anybody.
Yeah,
But especially someone who looks like me, unfortunately. Like,
oh yeah,
so I've always been a target. I was always, and I've said this before, you want to talk about some fucking racism.
yeah.
Motherfucker, you grew up in the fucking, in the neighborhood.
But that's not racism though.
That's just true.
I've been corrected on that.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was told by a white liberal woman about a year ago that because I'm a white man, it's not considered racism. It's okay and acceptable.
That's not, dude. I seen some shit. I heard some shit. My whole life.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it was.
Right.
I never thought of that.
Exactly. I was just used to it.
I was like, oh, fuck cracker.
Yeah, I remember going home when I was a kid in school, asking my mom, what is a cracker? And she's like, why? Where did you hear that?
Cracker, honky, fucking white boy.
All the kids in school were saying that.
Fucking, your mama looks like a crackhead. Yeah.
She's gonna fuck you up.
She just got out of fucking work.
I got spit on.
Oh, big time. Dude, it was rough. It was fucking crazy.
I had a kid fill his mouth with water in the swimming pool and fucking dump it right in my face.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
I don't know what's worse, that you got that in your face or that he put that swimming pool water in
That's a good point, too.
What the fuck?
That's a good point. That was a Genesee Valley swimming pool way back in the day.
That's an outdoor motherfucker, ain't it?
Yep.
Yo, yeah.
That was when we had the high dive. We used to jump off the 13-foot board. That was cool as shit. I used to love that.
That was I've been there. I've swam there a few times. Yeah. That was a nice place. Oh,
it's different now. They've like changed. I don't even think it's as deep anymore. Like they redid the whole pool now.
No shit.
There's no diving.
I say it was a nice place, but that was probably just because it was hot.
Yeah.
But it probably
cold
was.
water. That looks like a nice place right now. Yeah.
So we all know about this shit, but I knew, like I say I'm from there, but not anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. There's one house I can still go to on Rogers.
Yeah.
And pull up, and I'm good. And I'm good in that section. I'll be fine right off Otis on Rogers, because the same people live there, and they're up to the same things.
Yeah.
And even their family, who was young children, the last time I was around, now have occupied the other houses. So it's like a fucking compound on Otis and Rogers where I can fucking hop out, and I'm like, I'm okay. Nothing's going to happen here. In this little tiny area, which wasn't even, it was an offshoot of my neighborhood. I was fucking Murray, Carnes, Myrtle, Lyle. That was like my little section. So, but I was like, this shit
is very different.
Very different. I don't fucking feel safe here.
No, and there's no help. Like,
no.
There's no, like, even
hell
like,
no.
If you like, there's no cops. Nobody's gonna help you. That everybody's clean up if anything.
Right.
And here's the other thing I've learned recently is ambulances have a hell of a fucking wait time.
Really?
I'm learning that from the last. I've had a couple times where I've been in the office where somebody has a problem they have to call an ambulance for.
Yeah.
And it's about 2 hours before they show up.
No shit.
Like they in most cases have to call 3-4 times, and it's like that long before they show up.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just guessing they're that busy. There's that many fucking overdoses and shootings and shit.
Holy fuck! I asked my cousin. He transferred out of the city. He worked for AMR or whatever.
Okay.
But he wasn't built for that shit.
Yeah.
So that he was out in like somewhere else, fucking Hilton or something now. But I said, "You ever see any like grisly shit?" And he said, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, accidents and shit like that." I said, "What about like dead bodies and shit?" And he goes, "No, typically not dead bodies." He goes, "A lot of dead overdose people though, not like murder victims and shit like that." He said, "The most dead bodies I've seen are overdose people." And
my buddy used to say that too.
But just that was like a big,
like to that. He's like, unfortunately, he even said they used to joke about it. Like it was so common for them that they would have humor in the situation.
It's got to be. You
because
kind
it
of
was
have
such a regular thing for them.
I always wanted to talk to like funeral home people and shit because I had to, I still have like this weird thing about the dead things, and I don't know if it's because I saw all these dead people when I was coming up.
Yeah,
and then the fucking same people that I was talking about earlier, they were, when we were carding shit, internet criminals.
Yeah,
he cards a dead body fucking website, and I got to sit and listen because I wouldn't look. I looked at the one picture, and the guy's head looked like a V, and it was all curl his hair, and I remember looking at it going, that's like the worst thing I ever seen.
Oh, I've seen so much of that.
Right. Like,
when I was working at a car dealership, there was a kid that he brought up. It was the YNC.com was the channel. It was the website, the Young News Channel death.com was the website. And it was all
Just
that.
grisly
It was car
fucking-
accidents and executions and beheadings and cartel shit. And none of it was censored. None of it was blurred. And it was weird. But like you get that little curiosity of death, like because it's like, how am I going to handle this situation? And it's like it's kind of a weird,
right?
You can't look away, but you feel fucked up for seeing it.
I had to this day, if something comes up on the screen, I look, I watch.
Oh yeah,
I won't.
I think we all do. I think it's why people fucking slow down for car crashes.
Right.
It's just that morbid curiosity.
I won't go looking for it.
Right.
You go look at my Google search history.
Yeah, no.
I'm not looking
Same.
for no fucking crazy shit.
But once you watch one, the algorithm will start showing you more.
And it has.
Right.
And I fucking seen some shit. I'm like, oh my God. I actually deal with videos a lot better than stills. Stills fucking really bother me.
Okay.
Because I think there's no other stimulation.
Yeah.
And it's usually like, here,
hard image.
Look at this face that's peeled back and you see teeth where eyes should be.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where a video, bam, head's gone, fucking, now there's nothing. You're like, oh shit,
Right.
kind of thing. So I think I deal with those mentally better, but I've always had like a fucking issue with that. And so I'm like afraid to see like shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's why I always wanted to talk to like funeral people or whatever and say, how do you deal with this?
A lot of those people grew up with that. Like a lot of those people that's like in their family, they're just used to it.
It's just something
Or they're
in the
just
way.
cut out for it. Like there's people that just don't. Same thing with like medical people, like doctors and shit, that just have no problem seeing really gross shit.
Right.
That
It's just a thing.
I wouldn't even want to work in food. Like I don't know. Like
You don't.
no. I'm not in for that. I'm good.
You don't want to.
No.
But yeah, we did an estimate. I don't know if we ever did the job. No, because I would have remembered it when we were there. There's off of Maple Street, off of Glide, over just an offshoot from the hood.
Yeah.
You know where. There's a building, very nondescript. That's where it's a cash house.
Okay.
For armored trucks.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Like fucking, like for real shit.
No shit.
And there's bales of money, literal bales. And the big laundry carts with the canvas sides, full of bales of fucking cash. And we're doing this walk around. We didn't get the job. No, we didn't get the job. And there was like, this gotta be kind of, and they're like, it's just stuff in the way. So eventually you're just desensitized. It doesn't matter. To me, it would fucking, there would be a caper at some point if I was one of those people.
I'm already thinking in my head, like, where is this place and what?
It's you. If you drive down motherfucking Maple Street, you'll say that's the fucking building.
I'm sure I could figure it out. I was just over there the other day.
Needs a bay door big enough for an armored truck to drive in. So, dead giveaway.
Yep.
I think it's Brinks, but it just becomes bales of fucking 100,000 or whatever it was, is just like something. Get the fuck.
Yeah.
It's impeding the flow of the job. That must be what dead things, people,
to them,
whatever whatever it is. It must just be like, this is just a part of it, just another thing.
You just get accustomed to everything.
Right. Well, and I guess maybe if you're totally mangled, less work for me today.
Yeah.
I don't got to try to make this guy look any better.
Nope.
This one's going to be closed, kind of shit. You start thinking about it.
And that's really kind of, again, circles back to general society. We're all being accustomed to a lot of fucked up shit that we shouldn't be, that's being bombarded on a daily basis. That
fucking constantly.
10 years ago, we weren't seeing every day. We weren't hearing negativity like this every day.
Yes.
That's a big...
desensitizing to a lot of things, and that's becoming the norm.
Immoralizing, desensitizing, removing value of life.
It's core values. A lot of core values are down, man.
Yeah.
Big time down. And I know we used to joke about people who used to be like, say, they have the fucking loyalty tattooed on their arm, but they were a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like that, but in what we're talking about, like, loyalty is hard to come by these days. Everyone wants to say that they're like, fucking, I'm loyal to this, I'm loyal to that.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a limit. Everybody's got a line of how far they're going to be pushed.
Right. And as I get older, different things are important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like different. But people who I care about and I love you, I care about you.
Right.
That's not going to change unless you fucking do something fucking
Really worth. Yeah, it's gotta be bad.
yeah, or I can't love you anymore, dog. But now I think the whole next generation is just like it's kind of like the cobblers went out of business when shoes started becoming throw them away, right? Yeah. The next generation seems like people in relationships are disposable.
Yes.
And
very. It was even our generation coming up that felt that way.
Getting like fucking.
Like I knew from day one, I had no interest in ever getting married because I saw everybody get divorced.
Right.
It was just it's gonna happen. Divorce is part of marriage.
On the Sean Ryan show, he always asked the people, and he said, "Oh, been married 35 years. Let me ask you, how did you do it?" And so obviously, if that's a topic that he asks every single person who has,
how did you make it work?
How did you do that? You know, there's something to that. There's something to that because it ends up.
It used to be different,
right?
There were reasons why it used to be different that a lot of people won't like or agree with, but
this is true.
You know, a lot of changes in society and how we interact with each other have changed, but that's
yes.
It wasn't as easy for women to leave those marriages back then. They would unfortunately have to stick through some shit that they might not have liked back then.
Right.
So the families would stick together and
stay together for the kids.
There was a lot more quiet, abuse, shit that would happen behind closed doors that you wouldn't hear about, and people would just stick it out and deal with it. And now, you raise your voice and it's file for divorce, give me all your money.
Stop yelling at me.
It's a very different term. I'm not saying it's either is right.
Right.
They're both wrong, but it's a change that's just dramatically happened, and that impacts families staying together.
It does. And you see a lot of people that are a little bit older than us, but not like our parents' age. In between you and I and our parents, there's that gap. And they're like, my dad was yelled, he was strong, but we had like our family was tight knit, but he was a hard ass. You'd get the fucking belt. My mother, she made the meals and this and that, da 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 da. And then you hear less and less of that as you get into our.
The roles have changed,
Right. My mother's always worked, and my stepdad has always been my stepdad, like since I can remember. Yep. So there was two working people, and it was like. And
that's another conspiracy.
What's that?
Is that feminism was created to break down the family and get double the tax out of families instead of one.
Really?
It was so they could tax both parents instead of one working individual and get both people in the workforce, and then at the same time control your kids by teaching them so you're not teaching them.
Damn, I did go to daycare.
That's the conspiracy about feminism, is that it was intentionally created to break down the family structure and get more tax money out of everybody.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is about the 12th scam call. That makes sense. Yeah. And that was the whole push, the woman with the fucking, I can't remember her name. Rivets.
I know you're talking about.
She's got the fucking the handkerchief. We can do it.
The thing,
yeah. We can do it. Get that other check. Yeah. Get that tax money.
Yeah, that's what the whole motivation for that was for.
Damn
that's blowing up for everybody. I mean, nobody's
right. And now, if you think about it, like it's almost, it has to be, like if there's a couple. Mm-hmm. It's like
financially.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to now have two people.
Right.
You can't do it alone.
And she doesn't work. And partially that's my fault because we just now have kids that we can leave at home by themselves for small periods of time.
Okay.
It's always been super convenient to have somebody at home when I work now 35 minutes away, before an hour away.
Right.
And she could handle all different problems and 4 kids being in school. So it always fucking worked. But we're just get the one's done. So now we got 2 kids in school for a bunch more years.
Yeah.
School is right over there. We could walk there. Very convenient.
Yeah.
Super tight. Everything is super tight. I do a balancing act with finances.
Oh, I bet.
Consistently. It's crazy. But it seems like if you want the extras, like right now, dude, I'm struggling. I got to buy a new vehicle. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be new. It's going to be a 2015 Honda CRV. It's going to cost me 14 fucking G's. And it's going to be a 7-year loan. So I can keep the payment to like $210 because that's even going to be a lot to come up with. So like to have a new car in a house that's not in a city setting and to have this, both people got to fucking work.
That's a lot.
And that's crazy.
Yep.
And that's fucking, and it makes sense to what you're saying that they pushed that, and now they pushed it so like you can go, you can do it.
Yep.
And now it's like Yes, you can do it. Now you must do it.
Now you have to do it.
Now you have to. If you want those fucking new cabinets and your fucking done bathroom or whatever, whatever it is.
Shame people who don't want it. Shame people who want to be traditional. Shame people who want to get married and stay at home. Shame those people.
I told her for a long time. I said, I don't care. I'll make it happen. I always have. I'll do whatever. Obviously, I'm doing 2 fucking things.
Right.
One thing full time and the other one all the rest of my
full time.
Yeah. So it's like 2 full time fucking things I got to juggle. But I like having someone at home. Yeah. Taking care of shit.
That's cool.
Because, dude, I'm not nearly home as much as I would like to be. Yeah. But now what? Both of us are not going to be home. These kids are fucking animals. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine. Now we're talking split shifts. Now
freedom. Yeah.
Nobody so there. I like the way it is. Yeah. It's all right. Maybe not everyone would agree. Like you said, shame you for being.
Everybody's different, but
right. Yeah. But and it's opposite to how I grew up. Yep. Both parents working. I was in daycare. Directly across the street from Jefferson. It was now a church. I went there. It's probably good that it was like in the hood because there wasn't any indoctrinating going on. It was like a bunch of fucking people chilling. Yeah. Like, I remember that. So it wasn't like, okay, kids, this is what your fucked up life is like. It was just people from the neighborhood and this motherfucker. Yeah. At least as far as I remember. Maybe I was getting indoctrinated into fucking...
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I got fucking brainwashed.
You might.
So you're right. That I never really thought about that. And again, that conspiracy word, but it actually doesn't sound like a conspiracy. It sounds like that's something that's true. Mm-hmm. That there was if you sit and think about the amount of thought that goes into a lot of shit that we just kind of do. Yep. Because we've been told, like, this is what you do. This is what you do. Oh, okay. Well, of course that's what you do. Yeah. That's what they did. That's what they did before me. That's what the guy who I took his place here, he did.
That's what you do.
But really, man, there's like a lot of thought that goes into
telling people what to do.
And make it. And I think making people think that they're not good enough. Mm-hmm. And I find myself saying everything I fucking do, it's a fucking failure. I can't do anything right. That saying, I can't do anything right. It almost is like that's being taught to people.
Yeah, very, very much. We're always, especially with social media, we're constantly comparing to the other side. Right. You're always looking to see, and people that post on social media are not posting the truth. Right. Nobody's posting real pictures. They're posting the happy shots. They're deleting the other ones where they're fucking miserable or they look like shit.
This is true.
They always want people to think, and so people see that, oh, this person's happy, this person's happy, this person's happy. I got a bunch of fucking sad pictures in my phone. Right. Well, you're not seeing theirs.
Right. And some people have a team behind this look. Yeah. That you're thinking, oh, look at her. Right. She fucking takes this and look. That's life hacks.
Yeah, that's their whole thing.
It's bullshit. Yeah. But we need to, you're not good enough. But maybe if you buy a bunch of shit, maybe if you're gonna have to work.
If you work hard enough.
If you get that taxes taken away, you work hard enough that maybe you will be able to take the cereal from its box that you paid for, and then put it in this other container that you also paid for, and put it in that container because it looks nice when you pour it in on the thing, and then you can be just like her.
Mm-hmm. It's the same picture.
And then she's all fucking Adderalled out and fucking. You can be just like them. Isn't that the fucking? And I also learned with the whole TikTok, being banned or being banned or getting ready. And I think we talked about it before that Chinese TikTok is different. Mm-hmm. That then I actually heard, like, it's a different name.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole different name.
Different name. It's like a whole different thing. Same thing.
Same platform, same kind of...
40 minutes a day between, like, certain hours.
It's patriotic. It's educational. They teach you to like your country. They teach you science shit, how to build shit.
No mind-numbing bullshit.
That's intentionally.
None. That's amazing.
I told somebody that a while back, the same person that told me about racism. Yeah. And I told her that. I said, TikTok is designed to make people stupid. Yeah. And her response was, I teach my children not to say stupid. Yeah. I was like, I guess there's not much more to talk about in this conversation.
I see who I'm dealing with.
Yeah. What do you call people that are not smart?
They're disadvantaged.
You're pretending that, okay. There's a lot of pretend.
Well, when you're fucking, I hate to say it like this, but when you're fucking stupid, you're easily taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. And you know, we need people that aren't gonna get duped into bullshit.
Dude, right? I fucking speaking of, and this has been this is something that happened to me 2 days ago.
See, I was listening.
That I told you, and I haven't told you. I said I met a creature that's gonna give me some conversation.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Bro. So this is like 2-3 days ago. Me and my girlfriend, we go to the mall, marketplace, Diane Mall, on its way out. We like to take pictures because it's fucking empty. There's like 8 stores in the entire fucking mall. It's a dead mall, so you can just walk around. It's like a fucking bando almost.
Yeah.
And so we're on our way out, and we're going through the food court, which has no food anymore. There's a Juan and Maria's, and they weren't even open that day. The whole place there's just tables with no food. And there's a janitor.
It's been a while since I've been there.
Right. The janitor's mopping the floor, some old white dude. And he yells across to me. He's like, "Hey, I love your Tesla," because I got Nikolai Tesla tattooed on my arm.
Oh, shit, yeah. And that's a good one, too.
Yeah, and it's a good one. And he spots it, and he goes, "I love your Tesla." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." He's like, "Hey, hang on a second." And he fucking puts his mop down, and he comes over to a skinny, weird-looking white dude, old guy. He rolls his sleeve up, and he has only one tattoo, and it is a portrait of Anthony Fauci.
Get the fuck out of here.
And I couldn't even control my fucking emotions. My face dropped, and I just fucking look at it. And he's like, "You recognize this guy?" And I look at it again, and I look at my girl, and I look back at him, and he's like, "That's Dr. Fauci." And I was like, "Wow." And I just fucking turned around and walked away. Like, I was fucking floored. I was like, who does that? Like, I can see people getting like I can even see people getting like Trump fucking tattoos and shit. Cause like even that's fucked up. But like this guy, like,
yeah, that's weird.
Like there's people that like,
and he was a fan. It wasn't like breaking balls.
No, it was a younger picture when he was like in his younger days, and it was a portrait
when he first started fucking people.
Yeah, this is Dr. Fauci, and I was like, oh my god, what?
The only tattoo that he has.
What are you, man? Like, what the fuck planet did you come from? Who's watching you? Who's making sure you get your fucking vitamins and tying your shoes?
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine the dude who did that.
Right.
Was it a good work? Did he pay for it?
It was mediocre. I mean, my shit was way better.
You knew who it was, though.
That was just it. It took me a second. Like I had to look at it. I'm like, is this like a young Bill Gates? Like,
Alfred E. Newman?
Right. I'm like, no. Because at first I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way this is fucking.
Who is that? That fucking that John Wayne, Clint Eastwood? Who? Somebody?
Dave Chappelle?
Dude, I remember Ralphie May had a joke where he said, "I'm gonna knock on my door. It's a pimp and a hooker." He just said, "You want a party?" And he goes, "It was a pimp and a hooker selling door-to-door pussy." He goes, and I'm sitting there, if I'm fucked up, I'm thinking of the joke. I'm thinking, this can't be happening to a comedian. And that's the first thing I thought of when you said, what is happening here? Like, out of all people,
right,
he picks you out.
Exactly.
And says, look at this.
And that was the best part. It was like, I still am in disbelief by this, that it happened.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Damn.
I've seen people get some wild tattoos. I've never seen anybody get a portrait of Anthony Fauci.
Oh, yeah, I've seen.
And like when we got in the car and like my girl starts looking up on her phone, like, okay, do people do this? And like all she could come up with were people like making joke tattoos, like fucked up pictures of him. Like,
no shit. And he had, I guess, he didn't have any backstory to it. He didn't want to start telling you.
I didn't even want to. I don't even. I probably came off as so fucking rude.
Oh,
like I couldn't even pretend. Like I was done. I was. Wow.
Dude, you know when they say without words?
That was it, man. I just turned around and walked away. I couldn't even face the dude.
Damn. Maybe he's one of those gang stalker guys. You ever watch any of that?
No.
Oh my God. Half of it, probably more than half. Like I've seen you, and you've seen too, people with like active schizophrenia.
Yes. Yeah.
And I can see the behavior, but then they're like actively on social media and shit, and I'm like, is that that's got to be what's going on here? But it's like the guy looks somewhat regular, and there's multiple people like this. But you type in gang stalking anywhere, you'll see it now.
Yeah.
It'll show you.
I'll look at it. It's probably gonna be on my phone
it's
now.
It's gonna be on your phone. Yeah, it'll show you. That's if Jimmy and I say, well, we talked about it. So, you ever seen that video? He said, I will now.
I will now. Yep.
And it's like a guy who will look like he's like sweeping or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, it's raining. And then the guy, walks away. It's like some Truman Show type shit.
Yeah.
But the guy's like, look at that. And it's talking to people. He's
They're all like in a simulation.
You've been following me, But sometimes the way people react, it's almost like...
He's right.
Yeah.
Like some of those...
It's fucking weird. And then they're like, there's paid gang stalkers where you like pay these companies or entities and they send these people to like fucking always be around you, driving you fucking crazy.
I believe that.
The
government has done that. I know for a fact that like with like alien shit that the government has sent people to intentionally fuck with people and stalk them and even make them think that they're aliens.
Really?
To
do like weird shit around you?
Like they would send like deformed people to this one guy's
house.
Get the
fuck out of here.
There's a real thing. I forgot I forgot the guy's name. But it was a famous CIA agent that has now been out of the CIA, and he talks about the shit that he did in his jobs.
Yeah.
And that was one of them was false information and disseminating information. And there was one specific guy that was a credible UFO witness that had seen actual aliens.
Yeah.
And they decided they were going to befriend this guy and make him think they're working together. Well, at the same time, they were sending people to his house at night that were fucked up, fucking with him, making him think he's seeing shit that wasn't really there. So they basically made this dude lose his mind. Instead of, hey, you're right, you saw some shit. They made him crazy by fucking faking stage shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I could see how that would be.
What the fuck is that guy's name? It's gonna fucking bug me now.
I could see how that would bother you.
Yeah.
Like I could see, like if people kept coincidentally being in the same places that you were, or things would happen. That
I get a couple people like that I run into very regularly at the same stores.
I see a lot of motherfuckers that I see regularly, which is weird. Well, I mean,
you live in a small town.
I do live in a small town.
I live in a big city.
That's true. The big city.
The big city, Big Apple.
These motherfuckers around here would be like making a big trip to the big city.
Oh, I bet.
Going shopping at the Marketplace Mall. It's a fucking thriving metropolis.
It's so wild. It's wild walking through that place because I used to go there to shit all the time when I was a kid. And
oh yeah, that was
the spot.
That was like the step up. That was when you couldn't quite get to Eastview.
Yeah,
because we're like young and fucking.
I still don't go to Eastview.
That's the only place I'll go now. You know how far that is from here.
I don't go. I don't shop. I don't do anything. I don't go outside. I don't people.
There's nothing there for me.
Yeah, that's why I go to the market. There's no people there. That's what I like. It's the appeal.
There's a abandoned. It's not abandoned.
Oh,
they have it. It's like the fucking city hall is there.
Oh, the mall here.
Yeah.
That's the one we tried to go to that one day. Remember I texted you because I posted a picture and it was closed.
Yeah.
And I asked you if they were open. Apparently it's open during the week, and I was there on a weekend.
Oh,
all the doors are locked. I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like anything empty.
It's empty and it looks like the 80s.
That's cool.
That's and it's nice. It is. But they put they're trying. They put the city hall there. They put a fucking church in there.
Oh, yeah.
They're like trying. But you could like walk up to the old JCPenney and like look in and shit. Yeah, it was cool. You've been to a couple places I seen you posted some cool shit.
We did a road trip to Pennsylvania and we drove.
I
drove in a W across Pennsylvania. So down to Pittsburgh and then back up the middle and then back down to Philly and then back up the other side.
See anything cool? Did you go to Kensington?
No, I actually didn't make it to Philly. That was the plan, was to actually go into Philly. Like we were going to do a bunch of shit, and we did so much other shit before we got to Philly that I ended up stopping in an outskirt just outside. I went to a fireworks store, and then fucking we started making our way back up. But it was a 3-day trip.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
so you did some shit.
So we stayed in 2 nights at 2 different hotels, and we hit a whole bunch of dead malls, dying malls, and shit. And there wasn't a plan. It was just like.
Did you randomly find them, or is there a place where
It was both. It was both. Like we had a couple of places that we knew about, but it was like the main goal was Ponderosa. We wanted to go. Neither one of us had been to Ponderosa. There's a Ponderosa outside of Pittsburgh.
Is there really?
And it's like in Butler, PA, is like one of the last Ponderosas.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was our first stop. Our first stop was an abandoned dynamite factory, and then we went to Ponderosa.
Find anything?
No, it was cool. I mean, it was big. It was a huge complex. It was old. It was a lot of walking to get to like a couple handful of small, buildings.
But there wasn't no dynamite laying around.
No dynamite. Not even really any graffiti. It was kind of cool. It was very empty.
No shit.
Out in the middle of, it was kind of cool. I would almost like to go back, better prepared because I wasn't expecting it to be that way.
Right.
But it was a last minute stop. But then we ended up, if we were like, stop at a hotel in a town or something. Okay, what's near here? Are there any malls near here? Oh shit, yeah, this one's dead too. Let's go there, fucking take pictures.
No shit, man.
It was fun. There's a lot of that shit down there in Pennsylvania.
You've done a lot of cool shit. You know what I saw? Just my dad and I fucking in between jobs sometimes. We if we're in the area, we'll go drive around the Terrence Towers or whatever.
They just sealed that back up.
It was the most open I ever seen it when we pulled in. It was like you could just walk right in.
Where?
In the back.
Yeah, they were closing it probably. When was this?
About 2 weeks ago.
It's about when they were closing it.
No shit.
About a week. See, when I went, there was a window that was wide open, and I knew it was open because I saw a YouTube video where somebody showed going in that window, and it was from a year before. So when I'm like, let's go check out, like, it was a random day. We're like walking by. I'm like, you know what? Let's fucking go check out and see if that window's open. Yeah. And it was. I'm like, they haven't fucking sealed this shit up in a year.
Yeah.
We're golden. And so we did. We went in and fucking, made it all the way to the top. And cool ass fucking place. I definitely would have liked to gotten back in. Probably will again. But I did hear the other day that they resealed it, and then somebody actually got caught like 2 days later trying to go in. And they didn't get arrested or anything. They just told them if you're inside, the cops will be called, but you're not allowed in now. So apparently but they've been doing it with everything. They've locked down all the buildings again. Like in the last week or two, they've sealed everything up. Like the hotel downtown, they just put big fucking steel plates all around the front doors.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
They fucking heard they sealed up the Flint Street factory again.
No shit.
Everything's closed back up.
Wonder why.
It's all temporary. They do that shit once a year, once every 2 years or so, and then, a couple weeks later, somebody busts shit back open, and it's open again. It's only... somebody gets a bug up their ass to do something.
Is the Terrence one, like, is it massively explorable, or do you kind of like have to, you got like a straight route, you got to get to the fucking top, or can you go on every floor?
Oh, we wandered. Right. There was so much. We could have spent, actually the plan, had they not boarded up, was to go back and do an overnight and like sleep there and fucking...
Is it dangerous?
There's asbestos, and there's, I probably should have had some kind of mask or something, but I'm not really good about that shit.
Oh, I'm shit. In my mind, fucking, I'm going to die from some bullshit anyway.
But like
the floors.
It's all solid flooring. The upper floors had some water damage because the roof doors are all open. So like the first couple floors had a lot of water damage. The very first floor had a lot of fire damage from that fire in 2020.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no, it was very, very wonderful. No cool graffiti, like tons of fucking scribbles and tags and phone numbers and here's my hashtag, but not a lot of art and like real shit.
No one was in there fucking hamming out.
Yeah, a little bit here and there, but it was cool. I didn't realize it was owned by Mortgage Management. I thought it was still owned by the psych hospital.
Oh,
so that's part of why it's been so lax probably for the last year, because there's not active psych hospital police watching it.
Is that who was in charge before? Were the psych hospital?
Yeah, because you just always hear about people getting arrested there. It's like you always hear about the trans, oh, don't go there, you're gonna get arrested. It's like I always hear that, but I don't know anybody who ever did.
And I never seen any.
You never see that shit.
I see a cop out front,
sitting out front, sitting on his phone.
Yeah, they're just bullshit. I don't think they're there watching the place. I think they're just there hiding. And people think I'm watching the place.
Yeah, I heard for a while that somebody was living like on the 5th floor. I don't know.
No shit.
I didn't run into anybody. I didn't see anybody. It was a very windy day when we went, so there was a lot of noises and doors blowing open and closed on their own, which was kind of fun.
Damn, I really want to get in there.
It's cool. It's funny because I tried to go years ago, and I remember I walked around the building and nothing was open. But I got like a really weird fucking vibe. Like it made me feel uncomfortable. Like I didn't want to be there. And I'm like, this place has got fucking dark shit. Like I'm good. But then when I went this time, it was like nothing. I felt, and so did she. Like we both felt super comfortable. Like we're even walking around like the 8th floor. Like I don't even feel like we're gonna get fucking caught. Like this just feels chill as fuck.
I don't even feel like we're gonna.
Like this is just cool. Yeah, we're just fucking happy-go-lucky motherfuckers.
I don't even feel like we're gonna get caught. I just learned this that so. Where you would call the back,
Yeah.
Beyond the back, there's another abandoned something over the...
Oh, way back is the Walters building.
Is that another thing?
Yeah.
No
and
shit.
there's actually another building. There's like 3 big buildings. And one of them's got barbed wire all around it. It looks like a prison, and that's abandoned too.
Well, what is all that? Just other shit?
Other older complexes from before. Like the Walters building was, I think, closed even before the Terrence building. Like,
are those actively patrolled kind of thing?
Not really. It's just they got fucking shit growing. I mean, they cut the grass, but it's mostly all overgrown.
No shit.
I see occasional videos of people getting in there. I know that I've heard there's a way in. I know that supposedly there's tunnels.
That's what I heard.
From all the buildings, which most New York State psych hospitals have that. Like I've seen a lot of videos of other places in New York State where these type of campuses all connect underground with these tunnels.
Yeah, because that's like on videos and shit. That's where everyone like does the.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a fucking seance,
right,
you're gonna do it in the tunnel.
In the tunnels.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, I went to the basement, which was kind of. It was cool, and there was an area that probably could have gone to tunnels, but it was kind of hard to tell. And it was one of those. It was such a big building, and it was it was Valentine's Day. We were just bored. We were like fucking walking by. Let's check this out.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a solid plan. We spent like 4 hours in there, but there was so much more to see.
Wow.
I think.
how the factory on Whitney Street that used to be there. That's kind of like how it was when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a massive.
That place was big.
It was huge.
The Delco factory.
Yeah, it was fucking Delco. There was a whole floor full of old computers
Yep.
and shit. Like, and that's kind of how it. I'm sure. I think the Terrace it's got to be one of the biggest buildings in the city.
It's definitely for abandoned. It's one of the biggest for sure.
Fucking big. But that was the feeling that I got. Like you were just kind of scratching the surface, and sometimes you would take a couple different turns, and you're like, we got familiar with a lot of it, and then we were robbing the place, stealing copper.
Oh yeah.
So then we were really familiar because you had to learn routes and shit. We were throwing copper off the roof down to the train tracks. Oh yeah, my uncle was involved. Fucking crazy. But then it got to the point where, all right, we're getting off the route. And then you turn and you go, oh, I've never seen this. There's a blue wall. And then you come here and it's like this whole other, nothing crazy, but it's like, oh shit, I didn't even know.
I've never seen this before.
Right. And in the basement, though, I always wanted to go in the basement. But there was like probably this much water when you go down the stairs. And I was like, oh yeah.
No, I'm good on that.
My uncle, him and this dude named Surf, who used to sell fucking herb on Murray Street, they went down with like fucking waist waders or whatever, and they were doing the copper.
I gotta get some of those. There's a few places like that are partially submerged that I'd like to go into, but I gotta get.
That like fucking scares me.
It scares me too. There's the in Buffalo, the Central Terminal. They got tunnels underground that are half water. They're flooded, and I went in to about as far as where the water starts, and I'm like, I gotta come back here with fucking waders because that was a lot. There's nothing on these walls. I want to paint this shit.
I want to paint this shit.
Yeah,
I'm afraid like that. There's. You know, a fucking manhole,
like a random hole that you're gonna fall deeper into.
And now you're in.
Yeah, I feel that too.
That's what I would be a little.
I would be fucking pussy stepping.
Yeah.
Yep.
You go first.
Oh, for sure.
Like how the dudes in fucking minefield countries.
Yes, sir.
They make their women walk in front of them. It's a respect thing. Nah, man, that's because if the fucking that ain't
it's a
that.
Shield.
That's it. It's fucking whoops. Damn, too far.
Damn.
Going back, is that fucked up? In
True,
minefield countries.
True though.
Damn, yeah. So I seen you were in some shit, man.
I think the coolest one, I think that was one of my favorites, and the Richford Hotel down across next to the Hotel Cadillac.
Oh, really?
That was that other independent building that had the pieces of siding that were falling off and hitting cars a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was random on New Year's Day. We just happened to fucking pull on the back door and it opened.
Oh, really?
And we fucking went in and there was nobody in the whole place and it was cool. I mean, that was a gnarly building though. That was like asbestos, like fucking piles of asbestos. Like they had already started to remove it and then stopped halfway through. So there's like hoses and shit.
Yeah.
And but it was very naturally decayed. Like there wasn't a lot of vandalism and graffiti. It was just everything is falling apart on its own, like old shit.
Wow.
It was cool as fuck. It was cool. We went all the way up to the roof on that one. That was cool.
And that's kind of like, I don't want to say, it's kind of forgotten about, right?
Very,
it's just like
I mean, they're talking about it again now. Like it's actually they got a barricade around it now with fucking trucks because pieces are falling off.
Pieces are fucking falling off, fucking shit
yeah.
up.
And they're trying to do a lot of shit downtown anyway. Like they're close. They're doing a lot of shit with all those buildings now.
Are they?
Yeah, that Main and Clinton, all those fucking buildings. They're doing a lot of work on now.
Oh, I seen they had one of them. Shit, I can't remember what it was. I couldn't even tell you what it was anyway. But I saw when I was going down to Capron Street the other day. I was like, oh shit, they got that all cordoned off.
There's a lot of that happening.
Yeah. Dude, you know as well as I do.
What are you doing?
I don't give a fuck what you do there, man.
This is going to be another bando in 10 years.
They want the shit to be like a bustling fucking...
It's just, you're fucking polishing a turd.
Yeah, there's this... All those, like... All the big buildings that used to be one corporation.
Yeah.
Now they're like, what? Like, it's like multiple fucking... Every floor is, it's a recording studio.
Right.
It's a fucking whatever,
And I walk around a lot of those places. Like we'll go downtown and like go into like the Reynolds building and fucking Sibley building and just wander until security kicks us out and tells us to leave.
Yeah.
And like we went to the Reynolds building and we went all the way up to the roof, up to the top floor, and we would go down to the next floor, jump on the elevator, go down a floor, walk the floor, find a staircase, go down to the next floor. Go back, find the elevator to the next floor, staircase, elevator, all the way down, just wandering floors looking for cool shit. And it was just like that. A lot of random fucking offices, a random DMV, like...
I know.
You find some cool shit, though.
At the Times Square building,
yeah,
with the the wings on the top,
mm-hmm.
We do work there. So I've been all through that motherfucker and up into the wings, inside of the wings. And there was pencil graffiti from... either the late 20s or the early 30s.
That's cool.
You know, like Curse of
Hell yeah.
Ernie was here. You know, yeah. And so if you're hearing this, man, the guy who owns the building, I'm sorry that we did this. But you get, like, there's normal roof access that you can get, and then we had to. And this is me and my father. Then we had to climb through a window of like this. You know, well, you could see it when you get there.
Yeah.
So you're on the roof, like what would be the roof, and then it gets, it's like a smaller.
Yeah.
And that's where the wings are. So then you got to go in that center building, and then up, and we found a hatch, and it was wired shut, so we just had to like back the wire off, and then
You can get into where the wings are.
yeah,
That's fucking cool.
and then you straight up into it, and it's like it's almost like lattice to keep the fucking birds out.
That's cool.
And it's all bird shit, but it's like super old. Like, it's like everything is just old. It's got the old musty smell, even though it's open.
Yep.
For the most part.
I know that smell.
It was, yeah, you know exactly what that is. And it was pretty fucking amazing. And we're like up in there, and I didn't even think, like, I took pictures off the roof, but then when we got to this part where it was like, it got smaller and smaller, and then we were up in this fucking thing and climbing up in a hatch. Then it was like, I didn't even think about like, oh, I want to get pictures. It was just like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And it was pretty fucking cool. And in the basement, there's a picture of my dad standing there with the vault door.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a bank. So
that's where it is.
Huge vault that's probably fucking 8 feet tall.
Shit. Okay.
And it's pretty awesome. And I got a chunk of the building, the granite or marble or whatever it is. I got it here somewhere.
That's cool.
Let me see. Motherfucker might be right here. Oh, it was right there. It's around here somewhere. You see like a red fucking chunk of right here.
Oh shit.
There it is. That's from the fucking.
No shit.
Yeah. It was like, I said, I'm gonna take that.
Hell yeah.
Because it was but if you go in there, like, they got a little cafe in there right now. All the walls are that.
That's cool.
So I found that in the basement, but it's a cool old building.
A lot of those
but
buildings
got random shit.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a fucking radio station broadcasting out of there, and then there's a couple lawyers and postal people and like, a fucking county executive water authority main off, weird.
A little bit of,
yeah, just weird shit. But I think how I got to this whole thing was, motherfuckers are just trying anything to like
keep people down there.
And it's just like, I don't think it's ever gonna have the glory days. Oh, and the Powers building.
Yep.
I heard that's got a bunch of secret shit in it.
I've been in there.
Maybe you want to look into it. I don't know how much documentation, but supposedly that at one time was the tallest building in the city at 3 floors. So that's how long ago it was.
Okay.
And the guy was some magnate, millionaire for the time, and he built all kinds of secret shit. Secret doorways, secret hidden things.
Probably tunnels.
All kinds of. It was like where you could, like that H.H. Holmes shit where you just pop out.
Damn, all right.
So that's a rumor, but it was.
I could see that from being in there because we walked around there. There's like a little cafe, a little restaurant in there. It looks cool, but yeah.
Dude, the amount of buildings I haven't been in downtown is fucking. I could easily tell you I've been in the Times Square building and the fucking where you go to felony court.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Like I haven't been and Midtown Plaza and shit. Is that still there?
No, it's just a big empty lot now.
It's just nothing.
Parcel 5.
Oh, is that what that is?
And it's big like grassy field.
Shit, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
I don't know why the fuck I thought there was like remnants of this shit.
No, they tore it all down.
And now it's just that they do concerts and shit there, right?
It's Jazz Fest right there, right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Or last week at least, maybe it's still, I don't know.
No shit, man. So you've been in a lot of those.
Not enough. Still trying.
But you just walk in, right?
That's just it. You just walk around, just go in places, just act like you belong.
Right. That's what I've been telling her for years. And all the places I went to, like I did some weird shit at concerts before. As long as, dude, half the time, when you're looking like a fucking weirdo, that's when people...
And that's the key, is like you said, there's so many things in those buildings and so many people, lawyers, doctors, whatever.
Right.
There's always a reason you could be in there. Oh, I'm here to meet my lawyer. I'm here to record my fucking album.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to pay my ticket.
Yeah, exactly. You could come up with anything.
Yeah, that's true. So you could probably go unfucking, as they say, unmolested.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
Yeah, I had only one recently, and that was at the Sibley building, and it was a holiday. I think it was Memorial Day, so there was nobody in there, and it was very obvious. And at one point, like a security guard kind of came around. He was like 50 feet away on the other side of like a thing. You guys work here, live here? No. Yeah, you can't be here.
So he was like, all right,
all right, cool.
See ya, thanks.
Yep.
No shit, man. So much fucking stuff. And then I feel like, damn, when am I ever gonna actually do that?
That's just I got time on my hands. I got stuff to
He's fucking. And
just go for walks.
I'm glad someone's fucking able to go and see these things
Yeah.
and then tell me about it.
Yeah.
So I can live vicariously.
Share with the world.
Yeah.
Take pictures.
Yeah, fucking live vicariously through your.
It's funny too because like I put when I went up to the one building, I had a marker on me and I just put a little tag on the door to the roof.
Yeah.
And like a couple months ago, somebody sent me a picture. They were exploring the same spot, oddly, because it's not even like a fucking bando or anything.
Oh, it is.
They sent me a picture of my tag. Like, dude, I was just up here.
He said,
It's like,
yeah, buddy.
That's cool.
That's what it's for.
That's why we do it.
That's why we do
That's why we do it.
In the little fucking...
I love those little tags, man.
Those
little, just the little hidden...
Those are the best.
Those little gems.
I think they're the best.
I do too. Even for like street spots. I love all the shit, but like... I like doing little tiny tags somewhere on a wall that you'll see it and you can read the word,
right?
But it doesn't get enough attention that they're going to fucking buff it immediately. That
right.
shit'll run. I got some stuff that's run 5-10 years,
right?
Because it wasn't big and obnoxious. It was just but you still see it. You still read the word.
Those are the fucking best. What is it? I can't think of that bridge name. What the fuck? What is it? State Street that Kodak is on, right?
Yes.
State, and then that goes to downtown,
yes.
Kind of, on the offset. And it goes under a railroad bridge.
Yes.
If you're going into downtown, and it was just so happened that enough traffic was stopped, and you go up, like if you were to scale up to like where the train bed would be.
Yeah.
There's like a little, like an electrical, it looks like a little electrical box about this big. And it says Taro. It's just this tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And we were stopped at a red light. That would be like the only way you could see it unless you were on foot or going up there. And I was stopped at a red light just like looking. And it's just like it's just up. And I said, no shit.
That's the stuff, man. That's the shit that I like.
I was like, that's
those little hidden fucking Easter eggs.
Just a little fucking thing. And it's probably still there.
Probably.
And it'll probably be there forever.
Until it fades on its own.
Right.
Nobody's going to have a reason to buff that.
No, not at all. And it's just there living.
Yep.
Living. Fucking A, man. You seen a Poi, that motherfucker. Them motherfuckers are going wild in the city.
The other kid, the S4 kid.
Who is that?
I don't know if it's a. I mean, I've met him, but I've heard rumors that there's like a relation, but I don't know. But other than they're all in the same crew. But
yeah, are they? What
young.
is that? Is that or are they in HFK?
HFK.
I've seen they've been doing all
They're
kinds
getting
of
up, man. Probably, I'd say beating pretty much anybody else that's been rocking in the city for a while.
Oh yeah.
As far as doing full fucking burners and shit on the highways, that's pretty good.
That one on
billboards and shit
on Clinton was tight. The fucking the Halloween Spirit Halloween one.
That one was good.
That shit looked like it was supposed to be there.
There's a lot of rooftops down there doing a lot of rooftop hits.
I just saw a big ass HFK on Clinton.
Yeah.
Maybe Milton's or whatever it used to be. I don't know if it's still Milton's. It's a big fucking. I think it was Milton's. Whatever it was. Yeah, them motherfuckers.
Those kids they're doing it, man.
They're fucking crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah, fucking A, man. I think Poi's like he's like a Urbex dude, right? Or
yeah, they all are. They all
in their own.
They all do the same. Yeah.
I talked to him a little bit. He seems alright.
Yeah,
he seems like a
all
good
right.
kid.
I don't have any problem with any of them.
A dude got a hold of me and was like, "You want to be in this documentary?" And I was like, I said, "I don't know."
Oh, you told me about this.
Was that about
yeah
loner?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you fucking loner?" And he's like, "No." And then he never talked to me again. And I'm thinking like, dude, that's got.
That was unusual to want to do a documentary about somebody that was fairly new that nobody really
Fairly new, no
getting up, doing work, but still fairly new. It's But again, you think about people that do those kind of documentaries, and they don't really necessarily know. Like they don't necessarily like, oh, I've seen this name for 10 years. I'm going to ask that guy.
Right.
This is graffiti. I'm going to ask the kid that painted graffiti.
Right. Hey, you do graffiti.
Because I used to have people ask me shit when I first started too. Like I was like some kind of like I knew what I was talking about. I was like, no. Sure.
People come to me a lot of times like I'm this wealth of fucking, history and I'm like, shit, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I know my guys.
That's about it.
I could tell you like a little bit. I could tell you who's been here longer than my guys, but pretty much like after them,
That's just it. Like I'm sure I'm a dick to some people because it's like there's so many new people and like
right.
I get people that like follow me and stuff on Instagram. And it's like I can't keep up. And like I'm not trying to be mean, but there's so many people that will show up and they'll put their name everywhere for 2, 3, 4 months, and they'll be like, "You're going to see me everywhere. Get ready to remember my name. You're going to respect me," and then you never see them again after that. They're gone after a year. There's so many of these fly by night people that I can't really give anybody attention until I know they're going to be around for a while and invest themselves.
Right. And that's in the Devastator realm. That's kind of how I treat the Ink brand people because I've seen so many come. Oh, I got this. They get some labels printed. They get a fucking. They get a thing. They got this. They're about to be the next shit. Da, 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 da. They want to talk to me. They want to pick my brain about shit, and I don't. What I've been doing now, and it fucking upsets them highly, is I tell them about the business.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know about this shit? First things first, stop saying your shit is the best. Stop saying that. I don't care if it is. Don't say that.
Humble up, man.
No.
Be humble.
And next, don't stop with the bullshit fucking strictly only PayPal, only Cash App. Go get yourself a website. People don't feel comfortable with that. Nobody knows you. Oh, fuck that, yo. Da, da, da. They hate hearing the game.
Right.
They want to hear the recipe.
Yeah.
And I'll bring you and I'll show you everything.
And nobody wants constructive criticism.
And no one wants to hear, and maybe it is the best.
Yeah.
But you look like a cock.
Yeah.
And people will say, fuck that, I don't like this guy's attitude. And a lot of people say that about me too. Mm-hmm. I know that. I don't like the way he fucking talks to people or has in the past. And they don't give a fuck what I'm making. But so I've been just telling people the game. And that shows me who they are right away. If they're like, oh, yeah, tell me more. Yeah. Or if they want the recipe to the violet, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we want to know from you, and you're not fucking getting that.
No, fuck that.
It's just not gonna happen. I did this shit. I learned it. I studied. I read. It's all out there. I didn't create anything on my own. Like, I put the ingredients together. I sourced them on my own. I found this to this, and I experimented on my own. But I got all of it from somewhere. I didn't like just say, it will be good if I put this fucking pigment.
Yeah, these ingredients.
Yeah, I was like, no, this shit dissolves in this. That makes this color.
Science.
So then, it's fucking, and you read about it, and I read a lot. So I don't want to invest a lot of time in the new fly-by-night ink guys. So like Club Ghoul, I just started fucking within the last year. I don't know if you heard of him. He is like a fucking wizard. He's like a scientist.
Okay.
Totally 100% invested in the craft. Mixing. He's big into like glass etch.
Okay.
Fucking the rust. I dabbled in the rust a little bit, do that a little bit. I have no interest in the glass etch. It's dangerous. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of dumb shit.
It is dangerous.
And I don't feel comfortable. Like, it's like handing a gun to somebody who says they know how to use a gun. Oh, yeah, here's a gun.
That's like me giving you special instructions with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, here's how you use this.
But at least I use my fucking mouth.
Right.
I use my noodle. And you know who I am.
Right.
This is just someone who pops up on the website.
Yeah.
It could be 12.
It could be a cop.
It could be a fucking police officer.
Yeah.
So I stay away from the etch. But they, I'm nothing against their business. If they want to make the etch and do it, do your fucking thing. But they're learning. They're making the etch from nothing.
Yeah.
From whatever acids, and so they're now buying the etch bath, the shit you get at Michael's, and then you strain it. He's like getting the fucking ingredients of how that shit is made, sciencing it, and making it.
That's weird. Yeah, because I used to do tons of that when I worked in car dealerships because we would etch the windows of cars that we sold.
Really?
With a little code for insurance.
Oh.
So they would give me like a little sticker that had like a little stencil code and this little blotter, like a fucking bingo thing.
Really?
And it had the acid in it, and you right over it, and you pull the sticker off, and it's etched into the window. It's there.
No shit.
But I remember that shit was very toxic, and you want to get it on your skin because obviously if it eats through glass, it's gonna fuck you up.
It's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
So it took me a while, and I gave him very vague answers at first, and then I saw like this dude's serious.
Yeah.
He's serious. He's not a pretentious dick. And now we're buds.
Cool.
Now we fucking talk about this shit, and I don't care. I'll tell the guy anything.
Yeah.
Because I know he doesn't need what I got.
Right.
He's making it himself.
You're exchanging information.
Right.
You're not just providing.
And sometimes I come to him and go, why the fuck is this doing this? He's like, that's weird. I've never seen that before. Let me look into it. Da, 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 da. And he's a fucking college chemist or some shit.
Shit.
Yo, he like knows his shit.
All right.
Then this other guy, Rack Inks. He's serious. He's fucking respectful. If we talk of shit, he is now in the fold. There's been 15 other fucking people that have come and gone that don't want the game. They don't want to know the shit. They just want the recipes and they want to make $1 million.
Yeah.
And it's not going to fucking happen. Mm-mm. You know, it's not going to happen. And if anything, like you gotta, like Machine Studio, they have their own products and shit. I work very closely with them, but they also have a graffiti shop.
Yeah.
Paint and fucking caps and, you know, everything. So they have that, whereas in anyone who's smart has something else.
Yeah.
So you're not just relying on...
Right, you got to back up.
You got, something else is paying the bills if
Yeah.
this isn't really doing it. And I don't even have that.
Yeah.
I'm just me. So I got to be very fucking careful with who I like, you know.
It could be very easy for somebody to break that down for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I got to like... But, so anyway.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
We've been talking for 3 hours?
We've been talking for 3 hours and 23 minutes.
Fucking A.
Almost 3.5, man. What are you thinking?
That's a record.
This is fucking, that's a good one.
I know for future conversations, we got to talk about fake food. That's a thing.
Fake
That'll take a long time today.
Okay. Fake food.
Fake food for sure. And I think the sun is different.
Really?
Yeah. The sun feels brighter like this last year. I notice on sunny days that it's like whiter, brighter than the typical yellow sun I remember.
The yellow sun that I remember.
And it's hotter than it says. Like on a day that says it's 70, it feels like it's 80.
Yes.
Like I'm noticing this. Like I feel like something's different with the sun.
Yes.
That's just a different observation I've made.
Damn. When are you coming back?
Let's do it again this summer.
How you been? You been all right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
I worry about you, you know.
You shouldn't have to. I don't worry about me. Nobody else should.
Stop that. You're good, though? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You feeling like, you know, same old shit?
Sure.
He said, sure. He said, you know.
Yeah.
I feel whatever way they tell me to feel.
Yeah.
whatever they say.
Yeah, man.
There was something else I wanted to fucking get into, but I should have notes next time. Remember I tried the wheel?
We did. It's so easy, though. We just fucking start going.
I know. All right. Everyone, Chains, you're going to hit this board?
Yeah.
Fucking A. We're about to hit the board, and then I'm going to save this very carefully. And thank you for coming and sitting down, man.
Much love, man.
I appreciate it. I love you very much.
Hi, brother.
You know that. And shout out to everyone who's made it, because it'll be, with the intro, this is 3 hours and probably 25.45.
The real MVPs.
It's a fucking good one. Not everyone can do this. All right, everybody. Till next time.